Hey, hey, what's up, my loves and fellow creatives? Let me know if y'all can hear me okay. I see you got people excited already about the all over buddy system. So I cannot wait to show you all the setup today and how it works. I would love to see what items you all come up with to use it with. I think that's going to be a really exciting time too. So I'm going to show you quite a few things. I'm going to show you the design on Photoshop, then I'm going to print, and then I'm going to go ahead and do like the whole shebang. Okay, y'all hear the printer going off over there. I'm getting a couple of prints in right now, but we're going to do this whole thing so you can really see from beginning to end in real time how the system works. I don't know who that is that bought it and doesn't know how it works yet, but I thank you for supporting. I really did put a lot of thought and did my best to think of how this could benefit someone who even has the smaller, 15 by 15 or the 16 by 20 presses, still wants to do all overs. Some of you even have the large format printers, which is great, but you don't have a large format press yet. And with that said, you should be able to do the same thing with the small format press. And I'm going to tell you a secret. The reason why I really, really push to have this system work is because I envision doing going to events and doing all over shirts. And I know it's not possible to bring a big old 220-volt press. And I'm not going to say it's not possible. Most setups are not going to accommodate that. So my idea was I've always gone to events and brought my 16 by 20 press. So if I could develop a system that allows me to do the large format prints, like actually bring them to the event, maybe even bring my 36-inch printer, and then all of this can work on a 120-volt system, and I can run it off of my generator. This is pretty much how I'm envisioning this process working, at least in an indoor environment anyway. So thank you all for sharing your troubles with me. You're not weighing me down. It's like the more that I understand that something is a problem for all of us, the harder it makes me want to work on solving that problem for all of us. Okay. But y'all head over to the YouTube link instead. It usually allows me to see your comments. I can see who you are. I can see your comments. Sometimes on Facebook, it won't show your comments, and I'm not ignoring you. I just need y'all to come on over to the YouTube side. Oh, Sam, don't let Photoshop scare you. I promise you, the way that we do Photoshop, you will be impressed with yourself at the end of the night. So if you could just come to a live class, we do live classes Wednesdays at 8 p.m. I'm hoping this Wednesday, I'm working on it right now to get the hoodie together. So I think that's going to be a fun project. We're going to basically set up a design where we can print a hoodie to basically give us the biggest impact without necessarily going crazy trying to print every little nook and cranny of the hoodie. So yes, we have classes Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this Wednesday, we're going to basically take a design, something like the one that you see here on my screen, like that. So this is what we're going to work on tonight. This was actually last class. So class number 150 was this particular class. It was super easy. Everybody got their design done in pretty much 5 minutes. Okay. I'm not bragging on me, I'm bragging on y'all. So we had quite a few people in class, and most folks got their design done in 5 minutes. Now, the idea here wasn't to spend so much time on design, but to understand how to do our own mock-ups and that sort of thing. So again, we're going to do this. We're going to have the hoodie that we're going to add to our master mock-up file. So I think I'm going to come to you with a new design. I don't know, y'all. I'm thinking about it. I think I'm going to come to y'all with a new design. So we'll see about that for Wednesday. The classes, if you're a VIP member, the classes are basically included with your membership. One class is $60 per course, and I do them once a week. But if you're a VIP member, you pay $60 for the entire month, and you can join any, all, or any of the 4 classes we have for that month. Yeah, and LaShonda, I hope to solve that issue with the lines from the larger, for not having a larger heat press. So definitely let's revisit that issue when I get to the all over buddy, because that was one of my major concerns. One of the major problems I wanted to solve with the all over buddy is the press lines that you get from your press. It's actually the cover of your press digging into the cushion of or into the board of whatever you're using to extend your workspace. And I believe that I've solved probably about 80% of that problem. Now, the rest of that problem is really going to be any press, any source of heat that you use. If you're overlapping areas, you're going to have to really play with and dial in the pressure and the temperature and the time. Those three factors are going to be your best friend and your worst enemy. Once you get it together, you'll have it. But this system really minimizes the efforts that you have to do to find that sweet spot. Okay. Thank you, Christina. Christina says I'm awesome. Where can you get the printer from? Look for the T5270. I know everybody wants the 44-inch printer, but we have printed a 5X up to a 5X on a 36-inch printer. You have to be, I mean, it's barely any like room for play, but you can get a 5X on a 36-inch printer. Okay, so the Epson Sure Color T 5270. If you can get a hold of a 7270 that's new, I prefer for them to be new. Then all you need is the True Colors ink, and we sell that. That's our brand of ink, and the refillable cartridges. We sell those as well, and it's not even a conversion to be done. It is literally filling up those cartridges, popping them in your machine as soon as you get your machine assembled. It's literally putting legs on it and powering it on. Okay. We have a video showing a couple of different times where we have done that process. All right, so I'm just taking a look at y'all's comments and everything, seeing what y'all want to know. So I have my two prints ready. They came out for the first part. So I'm going to do I'm going to do a press setup on the large format, and then I'm also going to do it on the 16 by 20 for you all tonight. Then that way, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I know how to better explain the system. I will know better how to even make some modifications to the system. If you don't know right now, they're on pre-order for $320. I believe Erica posted the link for them. And if you purchase them now, it's going to be $320, and it's a 4-week lead time. Y'all give me 4 weeks to make sure that I ship these out. Many of you would get yours way before 4 weeks, but just give me that time to make sure that that everyone is able to get what they ordered. And then after that, they go up to $400, and they'll be ready to order. They'll be ready to ship. Okay, so give me 4 weeks before they ship out, but you can get yours at $320, and then after that 4-week period, they'll be ready to ship, and they'll be $400. Okay. And I think for the thought that goes with them, the process that goes with them, hands down, I don't think there is a system that exists like this. And I think that I have put some of your gripes and issues like dead into the solution for this thing. Okay. So I'm excited to show you all. All right, all right. So let's get into this design. All right. First and foremost, I'm going to show you. We're going to flip this design in 5 minutes. Simple. And the only thing I'm really doing is I'm changing my color scheme here. I'll probably add or change the pattern here. Let's just get into it. Okay. All right, first and foremost, let's bring up, we have these color swatches here. I'm going to change this to the CMYK scheme, which is the whole theme of True Colors and the Innate Academy, the actual Academy. Everything is like these bold, bright CMYK colors so that you really get the experience of what the inks can produce. And I don't know, this camera does not do this justice. Maybe I'll pull this up on the cell phone, but this is like truly really vibrant, very, very, very much like in your face, bold colors. So I like to display these CMYK. So everything I do here at the lab is all bold colors. Okay. So let's turn this into a bold color design. All right. First, I think I'm going to go ahead and turn my peach color here, or my coral color. I'm going to turn that cyan. So I'm just double clicking on my smart color, And I have a little pink here, but in order to turn it, oh no, I'm going to turn it magenta. In order to turn it really magenta, like a true magenta that most printers are not even going to print, I'm going to dial that in at 100 for magenta. Look how rich that is. And I hope the camera shows this when I put this on the cell phone later. But that's 100% magenta, no other color. So that's pure magenta, baby. We're going to print some pure magenta. And then I say yes to update that color. And I think I'm going to start doing this more often, showing you applications of the designs that we do in class. I think it's fun. All right, so the next color, let's do cyan next, will be where this tan color is. I'm just going to double click on this color, turn it cyan by making it 100% cyan. And then 0 magenta, 0 yellow. Okay. Close out of that smart color, let it update. And next we'll turn this color, the seafoam color, we'll turn it yellow. That's not quite the yellow. I want it like a yellow, like 100% yellow. And this is actually how I test my colors out too. All right, let's see. I think I changed all those colors. I'll turn this color here. It's a little bit of a dark gray. I'm going to make it fully black. And that's so that I can make sure that my black is popping. Like I really want to show y'all real time, real deal what we're working with. All right, and then if we have bloopers along the way, y'all know how to resolve them. So even if we come across issues or anything, I like to, not saying I call on them or I want them to happen, but when they do happen, we just resolve issues together. All right, and then this color here, I think it's just plain old white. Let's make sure, yep, all F's in my hex color, 6 F's, that means it's pure white. So I'll leave that one alone. All right, and let's see. So I got my CMYK. I'm going to add a pattern to this. So in class, it has a couple of patterns built in, but we have a whole class on how to make a pattern. I would encourage you to do this class where I think, yeah, I included a gingham kind of pattern here and a floral pattern, which you can, let me go ahead and clip these to this. You can recolor the floral pattern here and the gingham. And let me release the clipping mask here. I wanted to recolor the flowers. There we go. So see how I have some floral imagery in the background, and it's not really taken away. It's kind of adding to. It might look a little busy for some, depending on how clean you like your designs, or if you wanted to have a little bit of maybe a natural element there with the abstract, just adds to it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pattern in there that I created from, I can't remember what course it is. So if y'all can remember what course it is, say it in the comments. But the one where we did the tie and the cufflinks and the pocket square. And we did our own kind of luxury logo with that. We did a pattern. So I'm going to call on that pattern. Let me turn this off for a moment so I can pull it up. And that pattern I still have saved here. I did it in I and an A for Innate Academy. So I'm going to bring this scale down just a little, maybe like 70%. Let me see what that scale looks like. And this was a pattern. We have a whole class on how this pattern, how you can create your own version of this pattern. It was really fun. But you're able to use it like to just spice up a design a little bit. And then I'm going to turn my logo here a solid color as well. So let's go to the logo. And all I'm going to do is just a real quick color overlay. And I'm just going to make it black. And then I'm going to do an outer glow just to make it glow white around it. And for me, I'm going to turn off this mask. Now, this mask I actually used it today when I was creating a tumbler, because this this mask that surrounds the logo makes the logo pop out a little bit more. I want it to be a little less conspicuous because I'm going to do this as a uniform t-shirt. Yes, that's all I wear is uniform shirts. I call them uniforms. I have the kids wear the uniforms. Everybody's wearing uniforms. And this is because it helps to promote the brand. People always ask, or they don't usually ask. They just say, "Oh, I like your shirts." And then the next response will be, "Oh, you do? We make them." So that usually it's a conversation starter. Next thing someone usually asks for are cards, which I usually don't have on me, which is crazy. But then I do send them something via text message, which I have the information at that point, and I'll send them a card basically virtually on the company text message, right? Okay, so this is all that I really want to do. I'm done with this design. So I am going to head over to the printer computer. So I think I could pull that one up on the screen. I'll show you my print settings and everything, and we'll go ahead and get this printed up. All right, so what I'm going to do to print, the reason why I'm going to show you, I'll go ahead and show you this now. I'm going to turn off everything because what I want to kind of express to you is get creative. I have to turn off the swatches too. All of this extra space that is outside of the actual t-shirt area, I'm going to use that to make some coordinating socks. And then I'm also going to use this area up here above the sleeves to make a mask. So at one time today, once we press this on the large press and even on the small press with the all over buddy, I'm going to go ahead and press the shirt, the socks, and the mask at the same time. All right. And like I said, if y'all are interested in this sort of thing, I can start showing applications of some of the designs that we do in class and showing you different products. Our coaches are doing that for you as well. They're doing tumblers, journals, all kind of cool stuff, and showing you how you can think outside the box and use these templates. All right. Okay, so let me go ahead and take this over to the other computer. I will be right back. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Think I have to unmute the mic. Can you all hear me? Awesome. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here with you all. Here we go. And I already just printed this one already. So I'm actually going to close out of that one just in case I'm stressing things out here. And let's print this. And I do want to tell you, I had to save a version. This is the reason why. In class, remember, and let me sit down for just a moment because I want to explain something. This is going to become really apparent when you're using things like patterns or backgrounds that don't necessarily just change from top to bottom. Like, we do gradients, so we just change top to bottom. It really doesn't matter if you flip the background because your change is occurring top to bottom. But when your change occurs left to right, or when you have words, for example, I have the Innate Academy logo, you will have to reverse it if you want it to look continuous on your garment. So what I've done here is I have taken the background of the front and I flipped only the abstract colors, and I left my pattern the same, and I flipped the background colors so that I have a version of the background that is for the front, and then I have a version that's for the back. All right, and of course this is just the background without any of the pattern, but I wanted the pattern in there. Okay. Then also remember, I told you there's a reason why I wanted you all to get used to doing your foreground separate from your background and just grouping those. So that was really the lesson from the last lesson. Yes, we got to make a cool design, but the idea is that you should be able to take and group just your foreground elements and just your background elements, make a PNG of the background, make a PNG of the foreground, and then from there you can play with the scale of things. So for instance, if I was doing this for a pillow right now, pillow square, right? If I have my foreground attached to my background, then I may not make the cut. Or if I'm doing something that's portrait, maybe like a phone case, my background is landscape. My background is wider. So if my background is separated from my foreground, I can change those two things independently without having to bring all of my layers over. So I didn't bring all of my layers over. I just exported, just like we did in class in 150. Definitely take that class if you want to know how to use these elements in different substrates. So you could take this and do this for your tumbler. We did that today here at the lab. You can use this for a pillow. You can use this for a long sock if you wanted to. And of course, those are all substrates that have different orientations, but the way that we save this, we're able to basically split those things up into a foreground and a background and make that work. Okay, so this is how you can use a t-shirt template, any of the Innate Lab or Innate Academy t-shirt templates for any substrate that you can think of. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and send this one to the printer, and I can send this one to the printer. This is not my full file. This is only my printable file. Okay, so I'm going to print the background with the front. My foreground is there, right in place where I want it. And I'm going to go File, Print. And actually, I'm going to move this up. I pulled this foreground down because I was going to use this specifically for a hoodie. So I'm going to test this out tonight after our live. I'm going to test it out, make sure it works for a hoodie. But for a t-shirt, I'm going to bring it up. Because, a hoodie has a little bit smaller space to work with as far as how we can put the image on there. And it usually starts quite a bit lower than where a crew neck t-shirt would start. So there we are. So I'm going to print two of these out. Now I'm going to print the front and then I'm going to print the back. Okay. And you'll see the little slight difference there. So File, let me hide this, it's in the way. File, Print. And I'm going to do this on my SureColor 5270. I'm only printing one copy. And I'm going to have Photoshop manage the colors, and I have the True Colors printer profile. You don't need a printer profile at all, but I have found that without using a printer profile, the colors print very dark and very rich. And for sometimes you want that rich color, but most of the time you want what's kind of more present on your screen. And I find that this printer profile gives us that. So I'll start putting the ICC profiles for a lot of these printers out as well. It just helps just a little bit. Let's see, relative color metric is my rendering intent, and I have black point compensation turned off because I'm using the ICC profile. And I'm going to go print one of these bad babies. It's going to tell me some clipping is going to occur. That's because it has a little margin area, and that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and hit proceed. Now I'm not going to move the foreground at all. And I'm the type of person, I print the same thing on the front and back. Whether I'm coming or going, you're going to get my information. That's how I am. Some people like to, for the back, just like to do the print. So if that's the case, let me give this a second, y'all, because I think I'm stressing. This is my older, probably one of my oldest laptops. I use it just to do printing, but it seems like it is sending that data over and taking a little time there. And I probably could delete some of these layers from this file that I'm not using to make it a little bit smaller. And this is what I say, when you have these huge files and you print from these huge files, it's not your, computer or your printer tripping most times. It's the data that's trying to get there, and printing wirelessly makes it worse. So I don't need that other stuff. I deleted those other layers. And let me go ahead and save this. All right, so if you're the type that doesn't like to have anything on the back, but you just still want to have it full color, you can turn off your foreground and just print this alone. But I like to showcase whatever information. I'm always advertising, so I would rather get the message across than try to be cute. So I'm going to put that Innate Academy on the back as well. So let's go ahead. I'm going to file print one of these. And the same settings are true here. I'll let it proceed with clipping that. And I'll turn this computer. I think it's going to show. Show the printer going here. Let me see. I got spray paint all over the place and all kind of other stuff. Let me move some stuff out the way so I don't knock anything down. And y'all can see Mr. Printer going. Big boy over here. This is a 36-inch printer. So I have a 44-inch one as well. But I have quickly discovered that I just keep 36-inch roll media and I'm able to roll. So even in my 44-inch printer right now, I have 36-inch paper. The only time I ever need to print a little bit wider than that is if I have a 5X, and it's barely, like literally 2 inches makes a difference. And, and I've even forced a 5X to fit on one of these 36-inch wide prints, and it has worked. Felicia, I'll share the ICC profile. There, you don't need an ICC profile, but it definitely does help with not having to lighten up your colors every time. So I'll be sure to actually place that. I'll place it on the website. So under the listing for the True Colors ink, you'll see a link. So I'll do that tonight. I'll make sure that you have a link for that. And you shouldn't need an ICC profile for any of the desktop printers, but I'm playing with an ICC profile for those as well. And it's just to maximize it, just to get the most use out of these colors, the most range out of these colors. For instance, if I wanted a really, really deep magenta, sometimes I'll actually turn my ICC profile off and let it do the natural kind of really rich colors that it does. But I like this ICC profile. It really does give me pops of color that are more true to what is on my screen. And I will show y'all that later. I'll actually pull up on the screen and then I'll hold the shirt up to the screen and we'll kind of compare those colors because we're talking about CMYK. We're talking about what our screen is presenting. We're talking about being as true to those colors as possible. So I'll show y'all all of that, okay? Yes, Felicia, you will have to download the ICC profile from somewhere, and I will put that link on the website where you actually purchase the ink and and I'll even put it on the it'll be on the website where you purchase the bulk ink for the pro ink for the 7270, 5270, and 3270. Okay, so I'm just letting that one print. I'm going to go ahead and check on my heat presses real quick and make sure that they're on point and set up my cell phone so y'all can follow me around. And hopefully we won't have any issues with that. So meanwhile, you get to take a good old little look at this setup here. Let's do solo layout. There you go. Let that go for a moment. I'll be right back. All right. Let me know. Can y'all hear me now? All right. Good deal. Perfect. Hey, Steve, listen, I have somebody in your area, Hinesville area, that does, she was one of my apprentices. She's now a business partner, knows how to edit all the templates and do all the artwork. And she has a large format printer too. And she's literally in your town. She's in Hinesville. We were just talking about you yesterday, or not yesterday. What was that? Friday, Thursday? Yep. So I'm so glad you're here. So you get to see a little bit of the process. But yeah, I got you somebody, and she is wonderful. She was actually up here with me today. She's apprenticing and doing some stuff and helping me out. And like I said, she's a partner too. It's I call our business partners coaches. So it's I don't know. Are you here in the chat? Let me see. Coach Toya. Coach Toya, if you happen to be in the chat, go ahead and say something. Steve Gilbert is going to get in touch with us, and I'm pretty sure that that will be a really good match because, like I said, you're right around the corner from him. And she's in Jessup, Georgia, but yeah, she's really close to Savannah, Hinesville, and she even comes down here to Jacksonville to help out at the academy. Awesome. And that will be a really good contract if she can kind of show off at the school. Yes, that's her right there, Latoya Jackson. Go ahead and shoot him your email, Steve, and get that email from Toya. We do very little like printing right now. What we're doing is actually in empowering other people to do the design and the print. You know the level of design and print that we do at Innate Lab. So because the workload became so great, it became my goal to teach people how to do this sort of stuff so that we can have a network of people all over the United States and all over the world that can do this style of design, that can do this type of printing, that can do the same quality of work. And then we become stronger because we're a network of people who basically have very similar products, very similar designs, but we all have our own little creative. Are you in Birmingham? Oh yeah, you moved. I didn't know that. Okay, well, I definitely we got you. We got you regardless. Okay. And then we do shipping as well. You know, we ship all over the world. But my goal is to put our business partners into work so that they understand that, hey, you know, we got these templates, we have these expensive equipment that we've invested in, and I'm helping to grow their businesses as they are helping to grow mine as well. Yep, Huntsville. She's in Huntsville, or in that general area too. All right. So I got y'all. We're gonna help y'all find coaches in your areas, and these coaches are also able to teach you sublimation, to teach you Photoshop as well. So my coaches are awesome. They've been in the academy. Most of them have been in the academy. I've seen their work. I've seen what they can do, and I see how they can help other people. I've seen the quality of their work, and I vouch for them. My coaches are thebomb.com. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna second print, just finished printing. Y'all saw that. So I'm gonna turn that video off, and then my big old head will be all that you see for a little while. Okay. Give me just a moment. All right, so before just picking these up real quick, showing you this is our large format print here. And the microphone is all the way across the shop right now, so I'm kind of yelling. So that's one, and then I'm gonna grab two. And then I will meet you over at the press. So let's see, we are up to temperature on the big press. The smaller press is still heating up a little bit. So meanwhile, I said I was going to turn this camera off. There we go. All right, so let's move camera here. And then I'm showing y'all a bunch of things. So basically I will move y'all around, and forgive my cameraman skills or camera woman skills. Y'all just, you know, I can't be great at everything. I mean, I can, and I pretty much am, but you know, forgive me, give me a little grace every here and there. Let's see. I want to show y'all first. I guess I'm going to come over here and let y'all kind of look over my shoulder, and you'll get to see. It's kind of poor lighting, but I wanted y'all to see how I set these up. I'm using the jigs. Like I said, this is a system. It does not mean that you have to purchase or have every part of this system. But I just want y'all to see the reason why I developed the system is because, especially for beginners, we end up having a lot of issues. And my goal is to cut down on those issues so that we build confidence. Once you build confidence, then you may even let go of some of the tools that you needed. Some of us use those T-squares to make sure our images are lined up. But you'll realize maybe after a year doing shirts, you don't need that T-square no more. You just eyeball it, you line it up, and you're good. Okay, so this is, and sometimes these tools are just helpful for doing things that you really want to make sure is right. Okay, this is a size medium shirt, and I need to lay out a shirt on there. Let me go grab one. All right, so y'all been asking me about these templates, and right now it's really hard to see it because it's kind of on, it's Teflon on Teflon right now, which is what I recommend. So let me move this out of the way for just a moment so you can see that this is a cutout, okay? And this is a cutout for the 21M shirts. Now, will they and may they fit other shirt brands? Probably so. But I developed these for the 21Ms because you all told me this is the shirt brand that you use the most. It's the one I use the most. It's the one that I recommend the most. And the reason why is because when I come here and go under the armpits, I have the least puckering and the least issues with having those triangles underneath my armpits, okay? So yes, we're gonna get imperfections. However, I want you to understand and realize that those imperfections can be reduced simply by some of these methods here. And one of them is by using this insert. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm pulling, you see that puckering down there? This is stuff that just happens. You don't control it. Now, I pulled that a little too hard. If y'all heard those little pops, I kind of popped my seam there. So don't do that. But you're just supposed to stretch it lightly and just pull on the seams just to kind of get some of those wrinkles out. All right, I was being a little too rough and tough. All right, I want to show you what this does. And I'll show you an example of doing one of these with and without. Let me see, I think I have two examples here, with and without an insert. And I think my one without an insert is up there, but I should be able, I know here's one here. Okay, so without the insert, this is shirts I did back to back, right? So without the insert, it didn't pull on the seams enough to kind of relax some of this. And I end up with some imperfections. That's normal. You're going to have that. With the insert, and let me pull this down so you can see. I'm sorry. So I'll show you without and with. So without the insert, I ended up with some puckering along my seams. Even when I pre-pressed the shirt, I just pre-pressed those puckers into the seam. Okay. On this one, I had the insert in there, and the insert kind of pre-stretches the shirt just a little bit, enough so that when you pre-pressed the shirt, you pre-stretched it and pre-pressed it. This one, when I pre-pressed the shirt, it kind of sets in some of these imperfections here. And I do want you to see those. This is acceptable in sublimation though. If I were doing a whole bunch of shirts, would I use these inserts for every last one? Probably not. Like, I'm a person that's usually about getting it done, but does it make a difference? Absolutely. Even like back here where you end up getting presses where you don't even expect them. That did not happen on this one. You see? Now you're gonna, if I pull on the seam, of course, you're gonna see where the fabric overlap there, but you don't see the puckering as often. Okay. So that's one thing the Teflon insert does. So y'all ask me, you know, what it is, why I use it, how can this help me? Especially starting out, I'd say that this is something that can help to create less errors, especially when you're trying to build your confidence up in this craft, right? In this business. All right, so the reason why I put the Teflon down is so much easier to slide and glide whatever you're doing across Teflon than on a wood surface or even this tablecloth. So I can slide and glide on this thing. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shirt insert and I'm going to roll it up. So I'm going to roll it up into a little burrito. Well, not really a burrito, I guess. We don't fold up the ends. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. We'll call this a burrito because you'll remember when I tell you to roll it up like a burrito. All right. Then next, I'm going to take the neckline here and I'm going to push it through my shirt. And I just kind of let this unravel real quick. But I'm going to roll it on back up. And you see the neckline has a little V cut in it. Can y'all see that? It's a little V cut right here. That V cut is just to kind of give you an indication of where your center point is. And that comes in handy with the system. So as soon as I get that neck through, I'm going to grab it by the neck, shake it a little bit. And those arms are rolled up, folded down in there. So I'm going to take my hand inside the arm there, pull one arm out. Boom. That's one. And like I said, these are intended to work really well with the 21M cut. So it's going to work best for a shirt that you know it's pretty much cut for. All right. And you see with little effort, see how that's just sliding around on this Teflon? That's why I have Teflon on this table. All right. And once I get it in there, I'm just going to pull and stretch the fabric a little bit. So what happens is it kind of grips. Okay. It grips to the edges of the Teflon here. So it slips and slides across the surface of the Teflon, but this is still a fabric. So it has these little areas on the edges where it grabs the fibers of the shirt, okay? Without destroying them. It's not going to snag or anything like that, but it will grab that fabric. And then basically what it's doing is pre-stretching your shirt. So you see, I can already see that I have less wrinkles in the shirt. If I were to pre-press this right now, I'm going to have a better outcome than if I just laid this shirt by itself on the press and just went to work, okay? Now I'm just rolling a couple of my seams to make sure that I'm getting a flat fit finish here. I'm making sure my shirt is actually centered here on my jig. And that is pretty much ready for us to have a go at pressing. So this one I just did to demonstrate. I have one of every size for the 21M, except I don't have a youth extra large, because the youth extra large and adult small is the same pretty much size. And I didn't want to sell y'all something you don't need. All right, now for this first one, I am going to do, let me take y'all over here so you can see this. I'm going to do a youth large, and that's because it's going to be for my niece. Like I said, it's our uniform advertising. Wait till we get over here. So this is youth small, medium, and then that's large. So I'm going to take and move that over. So that's our youth large. This is what we're going to be working with here. And I already have them loaded up so you can kind of see how they work. All right. And then I'll walk you over here to the press and the all over buddy and all of that. So the first part of this system are the inserts. Do you need those inserts? Absolutely not. I actually show you all in the all over class how to create your own inserts out of paper. Like I said, most times I don't use any inserts. Okay. This is the buddy here. So this is what we're going to use tonight. We're going to use Mr. Buddy. He rolls around, he glides around, he floats around, he flies around. Oh yeah, he bumps into stuff too if you let him. But it's really effortlessly, it's very lightweight. As a matter of fact, I don't recommend putting anything really on here because this is an open frame. This is an open frame, and then this is Teflon that's covering over this. And the reason why I say this should help you with your press lines is because this is a thin layer of material that's just going to help you extend your workspace. Okay. If any of us has pressed something that hung off of our press, we know, like I've had some people tell me they have placed their heat presses on the floor just to have like a little bit more even workspace and not have their stuff hanging over, because it causes issues. It causes the press lines. And it also causes your images kind of slip and shift while you're working with it. And that ends up being a big like headache because you don't know until you've removed something after you've done 6 to 12 presses and you realize that you have a gap in your print, or you have something that didn't necessarily stay in place while you were doing your thing. Okay. So this all over buddy is going to be a saver. Now, what I'm going to do, I think my setup here, I think we're good here on the small press. All right, so I'll let y'all tell me, y'all want to see the small press or the large press first? And also, I'm selling Teflon by the yard. So let's say you want to make something, it might not be something that I have. Let's say you want to do a crop top, or you want to do a different type of item and you want to make your own insert, or you want a sheet of Teflon to put on your table like I just had so you can slide your shirts across it while you're inserting whatever you're inserting in there. You can buy the Teflon by the yard as well, and that's on the website as well. Okay, y'all want to see the small one? Let's do it. I'm going to show you both, okay? But I just want to see what y'all want to see first. So this is my buddy. And my buddy, I'm just going to line up to my press here. And I don't know if you can see here, but there are some little markers here. This is just a little triangle letting me know where the center of my front and the center of my back is. Okay. So I'm going to do a little hydraulic lift. And all that means, this is very, very lightweight. You see that? I'm just going to lift it because what I want it to do is act like a transformer, lift over my press, and then I'm going to bypass the bottom of the press and make sure it drops in the back. So if y'all can see here, it's real easy for me to lift one leg up. All right. It's a lot of analogies I might use in here, okay? Some of the younger folks might not get them. All right, so we're going to hydraulics. Boom, up. I'm sliding it. One hand, y'all. One hand. Okay, let me stop being fancy if I end up doing something crazy. All right, so what you see now is I'm behind my actual bottom platen here. So I'm behind it, and it's kind of locked in a little bit because it allows me to move left to right, but not so much front and back, which is fine because I'm using this for left and right movement. Okay. So now that I have the buddy in place, I'll kind of show you a little bit of what we're about to do, what we about to do. And let me maybe move this camera over here so I can be less inclined to bump into it and do something crazy. All right. And y'all let me know if you can see everything. If you don't have a good angle, I will change it. Oh, I forgot that I wanted to show you this part too. All right, so this is my table space. I'm going to take this little nifty creation here, which is just literally, and you'll receive this, but it's just a roll of paper here at the bottom. Now, I'm not going to send you the roll of paper. That's your business. So this roll of paper is actually something that I just mocked up. I took a big roll of paper. Uh-oh. I took a big roll of paper and I just made a smaller roll just because I didn't want that big clunky roll of paper on my table. So I just have something here just to go ahead and give me a little something that I can have on my table. And if you see here, so basically the rolls down here, I just pull it to length and then I trim it here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because if I do it like this, even if I take my all over buddy and I just go ahead and pull some paper and I pre-cut all my paper to about the same size, then I have a system. I have a system where I can basically find the center point of my cover paper, which matches the center point of my all over buddy, which matches the center point of my print, which matches the center point of my Teflon insert or my paper insert with my shirt. Do you get what I'm talking about? System. All of those things come together to just make it easier for you to get through the process and not make a silly mistake. Okay. So I'm going to see if that holds right there. Let me go grab my scissors. And I actually use like a gift cutter that I roll across here, but I'm going to use scissors just to make sure you know that you don't have to have anything special, because y'all will be like, what's that thing I have to cut? Scissors. All right, make sure that you can see here, and I'm just going to cut along the edge here. I'm not going to cut my Teflon, and this is why I like to have my gift cutter, because I can make sure that I'm not going to cut my Teflon. So I'm going to cut 2 cover sheets. All right. So there's one, and you'll see now why I like to have my gift wrap cutter. Let me grab that real quick. And like I said, this isn't stuff that you have to have. It's just stuff that makes it a little bit easier to do the job. So it's a regular blade, but it is inside of this safety case, which allows you to kind of rip across the paper without being able to harm yourself or your all over buddy. This Teflon is expensive. You don't want to be cutting it up, and especially unnecessarily. So let's grab our paper here and do the same thing. I'm going to pull this across here. And this Teflon is slippery too. It's a reason for it to be slippery, but it's definitely slippery. All right, so I'm holding it just very lightly with one hand. I'm going to come in with my gift wrap cutter. And I'm just going to follow the top of the table and boom, let it go. You see how much easier that was? All right. Okie dokes. So now what I'm going to do, like I said, this is a system. So I want to think systematically. What do I do every single time to make sure that I make the least errors possible? So I'm going to go ahead and make a center mark here, and I'm just pinching down right here. Can you all see that? I'm just pinching down right here. I'm going to turn this around. And then I also pinch down right here. It's not exact. You know, if you wanted to have grid paper and do it all perfect, that's fine. But it's a system. It lets me know, okay, this is the center of my cover paper at the bottom. Oh, also, let me tell you too, you want to make sure that your all over buddy, once you get it over, let me show you this real quick. Because this is important. My all over buddy is kind of popped up just a little bit, just barely, and maybe even not enough. So it has adjustable legs. So if you have this on a solid surface, I would suggest that you put it on like the edge of a table if you don't have a stand for it. Just a narrow table where maybe one of those little inexpensive tables you can find at Walmart that may be about 20 inches wide. That way when you set the press on it, you can still glide around the table, right? Because it's not necessary to glide. You can move your paper. but I like moving it side to side and then turning it upside down to do my remainder of my presses. But just to show you, it has adjustable legs. Okay, I'm gonna pew pew. Hopefully y'all can see that there. See if I can drop down a little bit lower. Okay. Now this is adjusting where basically I turn it to the left to let it loose. You see how low it can go? And see how my plate is, or my platen is popping through right here? That's a little too much. Let me show you there. See, it's putting too much pressure. I'm going to lift it up a little bit. I want to be able to see it, but I don't want it to stress my Teflon out, okay? I want it to basically make a nice even surface. And once I get it to where I want it, right about there is good. I'm going to take it, I'm going to tighten down this little clamp here, okay? And I'll have a level on this as well. I'm working on that, putting a level on there, because that will help some of you know if your table surface or maybe even the work surface that you're working on is just really unlevel. I can honestly see where this is going. I can see this is a little bit higher than I wanted, so I'm going to come back here and change the back one. So this back one here, I'm going to loosen it up. Now I'm going to hold my leg here. It's really lightweight, so it's not going to crush you, okay? But I'm going to let this adjust just a little bit. I'm going to bring this one down just a little so I can see that corner there, and then I'm going to tighten it up. That's one side. I'm going to come over to my other side and do the same thing. And I'm sorry I didn't show y'all this before I started cutting the paper. But basically, once you set this up, it's probably going to be one time that you have to set this up. Now, the reason why I have to keep adjusting, because I keep going from the large format to the small format press. So they're a little bit different heights, okay? And I'll show you something for that too. Boom. This is a motorcycle cart. I'll show you the Amazon link for this. But I just step here, and I can raise the surface of my press because it's on an adjustable height cart there, okay? So if you don't have an adjustable height cart, your stuff is just at a stable height, you can still do this. And I don't know if that kind of showed you, but yeah. So I painted it black, it came red. The red was annoying to me, so I just made it black. All right, and so I can see here, I think this actually works well. I might need to raise the side up just a little bit. So again, I don't know if you can see this here. Let me angle it down a little bit. Boom, here. Let's adjust. I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. Just enough to allow me to move this around. And I can see my press right there. I can see the edge of it. And I don't want it to be poking through. I just want to make sure it's basically even with a little bit of lift where the press is, because it will allow everything else to kind of flow off of the edge of the press instead of fall off the edge of the press, which is normally what happens when we press the edge. I'll lift this one a little. And I drop it down sometimes just to see where it is. And then once I get it in place, I'll lock that in. Perfect. And that's it. That's how I adjust my legs there. So if you can see now, I should be able to see a little bit of the press right there. And I can go all the way to my right and all the way to my left. And I think I need to pull this up a little bit more on this corner because it's a little tight. There we go. So I'm all the way in my corner, and that's it right there. I'm not stressing my Teflon out. You don't want to stress your Teflon out. You want this to last as long as you even need this as an aid. Okay? All right, so I'm right here dead in my center. Now we're ready to set back up again. Let me take you back to this area, so hopefully I won't knock over my own camera trying to demonstrate anything to you. All right. What is the max height of it? Julia, or I'm sorry, not Julia. Who asked that? Jay New. Ask me again at the end of this, because once I have this set up, I'll go ahead, I'll max it out. I'll show it to you. I'll show you the max height. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I think I'm going to start with this one. The one we just printed. Now I showed you all how to pull your cover paper and mark it. You see that there's a center line down here. And I'm just going to line this up. We're going to work with what we see, right? We're going to work with what we see. And what we see are parallels. We see, let me back this up just a little bit so you can see maybe a little bit more. And if you can't see something, y'all let me know. We're looking for parallel lines. We're looking for indicators, that sort of thing. So I'm going to take right down here at the bottom. I can see my center line there. I can see my center line here. I'm even going to take my rolling buddy and I'm going to place it where I can see the center of my press there. And I'm just eyeballing where the center of that press is, where the wire is hanging out. Okay. And then if I line everything up according to this buddy system, it just works. Okay. It's like being able to eyeball and have a little precision at the same time. All right. I said I'm going to do this one on a youth large. And then I'm going to do a youth large and an adult large. Okay. So let's do the adult large on this one, because I think y'all want to see the bigger shirt on the smaller press. I don't want y'all thinking that, you know, got anything funky going on. I'm definitely wanting to show you everything this thing can do. All right, so this is an adult large that I'm putting on this 16 by 20 press. Okay, that's my adult large. And I'm actually going to turn it upside down. And you see how things glide off of this? Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I put a lot of thought into this. I want y'all to be able to glide and move. I don't want you to be stuck, you know, creating wrinkles because something won't move for you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the top of your neckline here of your template. And it has a little V-notch in it. This one doesn't have it because it's my little prototype set. But let me, where is my, I thought I had my scissors on me. Yeah. I thought I had the scissors on me, but I don't. Just imagine your little V-notch cut out right there, okay? All right, and I'm just making sure everything is smoothly down. See how this is curled up here? The shirt has caught this edge and flipped it up. I just pulled the shirt out a little bit. Let that relax. You want everything pulled out. And I have not pre-pressed this shirt at all, but it looks like it's already relaxed, right? It already looks like it has some wrinkles pulled out of it. Okay, so here, I'm looking for the center. I'm also going to place this center line here where my buddy has his triangle. And I'm backed up just a little bit away from this edge, like one little finger length, okay, away from the hard edge here, because you're not going to be able to get your press completely in there. All right, so there I am. I'm lined up here. Now I'm going to do this with every size shirt. If I'm doing a baby shirt, I'm going to start with my neckline up here. If I'm doing a 5X shirt, I'm going to start with my neckline right here. Okay, and that's because every time you start, you want to have a system to how you do things. And then towards the bottom here, I can also see that I'm centered here, so I'm good to go. All right, and if you want to pre-press, and I say that if you want to, because I'm looking at this with the Teflon insert, I probably would not pre-press. But if you do decide to pre-press, it will give you better results because it will get this collar really flat. So let me show you what that looks like, okay? So if we want the collar flat, I'm just going to rotate now. Oh, let me show you too. I did not do this. You have to do this if you don't want to get ink all over your buddy. I mean, all over your inserts. Now you can do this before you put the shirt on too. So I'm just going to imagine I did this before I put the shirt on. I actually recommend you do this with the shirt on. If you have a press and you're doing like the toweling method, you don't have the sticky paper, the tacky paper, you can use this to help you tack this down temporarily to your cover paper. So, like I said, your girl's really looking out for you. I want y'all to have multiple ways you can use this thing, multiple solutions. I don't want you to feel like you cannot do this all over again. So what I'm doing here is, I really should be using a pair of scissors. Let me grab some here. I usually rip it. But the cleaner you make it, the more you'll be able to reuse this. I'm just bringing my trash can over here. So, and honestly, I could even pull that back. Now, the reason why I say you can reuse even this tape on here, if I'm doing the same design over and over again, then I'm just protecting this because it's going to absorb all of the overprint, right? And I'm probably doing everything right now that you should do. Don't put scissors on your all over, buddy. Don't take the chance of piercing your Teflon or anything like that. Keep it nice and neat. I should have done this on the table before I even brought this over to here. But since I'm already at this angle and y'all are set, I'm going to go ahead and do this part. All right, same thing with the sleeve over here. Make sure it's exposed a little bit. And then I'm going to cover up the entire sleeve there. And if it goes a little over, that's perfectly fine. That's actually what you need to tack it down a little bit. And here, the reason why I'm trimming it, you don't even have to trim it. You could wrap it around, but I'm trimming it so I don't have any extra layers than I really need. So here we go. So I'm making this neat because I'm pressing a lot of these. So I want to make this neat so I can reuse this same tape for several presses. And you'll see what I'm talking about once I actually press it. All right, so shirts down. And I'm good to tack that down there. Let's do the same thing to the bottom. And you'll see what I'm talking about. If you do this once, you can kind of reuse this, because what you'll do is you'll end up just tacking a little tape, like little pieces of tape. You don't have to do this every time. You do this once. Then you'll be able to press several large shirts with the same setup. All right. Let's get to it. Now this one, I'm going to make sure I protect this entire bottom hem area. Boom, boom. I'm just smoothly placing this here. And then I'll grab my scissors here. This is just regular, like, it's masking tape, low-tech masking tape. Okay. Just trim that off without, of course, trimming your Teflon that you work so hard to get right. All right, and I'm just going to pat down here, make sure everything's smooth, and give this a little tiny press. Not a lot of pressure at all. You're just letting everything just do what it does. Now, I will pull that up and make sure that I didn't have any wrinkles underneath there as I was twisting and doing everything I was doing, and I didn't have any wrinkles, so that's good. All right, so that's just going to tack it down. All right, and like I said, if you're using this more than one time, the next time you go to tack it, you don't need to replace this tape. You keep that tape in place, and you just keep you a piece of spare tape, and sometimes I'll just have it hanging off my press there. And the next time I go to put this on, you see all I'm doing? I'm just tacking it down. So that's what I would do the very next time, and the next time, and the next time. I would not have to be so neat with this process anymore. Okay? Now the next thing that we need to do is create a little something for that neckline. And if y'all let me know if this is helpful, I will make some inserts for the neck. But let me show you how to make your own. I show y'all how to do it from scratch, and then I also show you how we can make some tools and make it a little easier. I'm going to go grab a little piece of paper, and then I'll show you how to cut your own. So this is just my same old butcher paper. Duh, I didn't realize I had butcher paper here on the edge that I could have literally just pulled that butcher paper right by my side. See, I'm not even used to being taking full advantage of the all over buddy. But the all over buddy literally had some paper, butcher paper right here that I could have trimmed off. All right, so I just took a little, maybe about, 9-inch piece there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut like a wedge, okay? So I'm not being exact with my angle here. I cut a wedge because no matter what size shirt, a wedge works, okay? So I'm going a little bit wider than my collar. This wedge works. If I needed to do this for a youth shirt, I might make this wedge a little bit smaller. But what this allows me to do, and then I save this paper because now this wedge here can be a new wedge going this way. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and cut another wedge because we're doing another shirt right after this one. So now this, I just cut the opposite way. Like I said, I shouldn't be doing this on my all over buddy. That's going to be the one for my youth shirt. And what this wedge allows me to do is have a little variable thickness in my neckline here. Okay, and actually I like to turn it this way because it tends to bend up the neckline a little less going this way. Like you just put it in there and I just let the little turtle pop out. Turtle head pop out. Turtle. Here we go. That's it. Okay, and like I said, a wedge or even a triangle, if you cut a triangle, that's basically what this is. It's giving you variable width here without any effort. I didn't even have to measure a true triangle. I just cut a little wedge out, okay? All right, so that's in place. And I can also take this down just so that it doesn't move around. And then I want to trim this edge off because I don't want it to bump when I spin it, okay? So I can just take a couple or one piece of tape. I'll just tear it in half right there. And I want this to stay down. And then I'm going to trim this off just so I can still see what I'm doing when I'm spinning it around. I don't have any issues. I don't have to be neat with this. I'm just showing you part of the process. All right. That's my neckline. All right. So this was the way that you just neatly set this up every time. And of course, you'll find shortcuts and things that you're more confident in as you go. And I'm actually ready to pre-press this. So I'm going to pre-press it with the neckline underneath first because, like I said, I like to develop systems. So how I pre-press, the system in which I pre-press, I try to keep the same steps of how I press. And I'm always trying to get that collar flat, okay? So I'm paying attention to my process. I have my center line here, my center line up top there. And then I'm just going to go ahead. I should be using a cover sheet. And I will use a cover sheet just in case there's anything on there. But I didn't want to use one so y'all can see better. But just in case, I don't want to ruin the job by showing you. Because some of y'all won't even listen to me. Y'all just be watching the video. And you're like, Shannon didn't use a cover paper. Yeah, but I told you to use one. So I'm going to show you the way that I would want you to actually do it. Now I'm going to pull my buddy down here. Make sure I'm getting a good press up underneath here. And I didn't test my pressure, so let's see what this is. It's pretty high. It's at a 7 right now, but that's also because the collar is underneath it. And if you notice, I don't have to change my pressure. When you use that board or you use the Nomex felt or some of the other methods that I've shown you, you have to constantly change your pressure. And that was aggravating the life out of me because I would get it right for one thing and then have to come back and rearrange it to do a 13 by 19 versus the all over. This way, you can set it for the 13 by 19 and the same settings will work for your all over. You might have to slightly, very, very slightly change the pressure. Okay. All right. So that's my first press. Then what I'm going to do is roll my buddy over to the right. I'm going to make sure I have a little overlap here. And I'm just basically eyeballing this overlap. Can you see that? I just want to make sure that I have about 1.5 inch, 2-inch overlap. And I'm coming down here. I'm going to make sure my buddy is tucked up under here good. And if I had a much larger shirt, this would go up to a 4X. Even a 5X you can get on here. You have to slide the 5X over maybe a couple of inches, if that. But I do believe I need to try my luck at getting a 5X on here completely. And I'll let you know if that works. But my goal was to get most size shirts without making the table too big. And you see now the pressure's at a 6 because I'm not touching that collar. So even this press is showing me that when we're doing all over presses, you have variable heights and thicknesses of the substrate. And that's what's affecting whether you're able to do your multi-pass pressing. All right, so that's that side. Then watch me roll, slide to the right. Look at that. Y'all don't ask me to do no dances because I don't do none of those. The bus stop, none of that stuff. The Cupid shuffle. I'm one of them people that look crazy when everybody can do it. Like I'm gonna be the one that look crazy doing it the wrong way. So I just choose not to put myself out there like that. But I know all the songs. I think I even know the moves. All right, so this one is the left. So we got 3 presses here at the top, right? And then we'll go ahead and take care of the bottom. Now, you probably won't need 3 presses at the bottom, but I'm going to show you the 3 presses at the bottom because I'm going to assume that you may have socks and masks and everything on there, which is, if y'all don't let me forget, I'll make sure that I throw those on the grill too, okay? All right, so I am pressing this for the entire 40 seconds. I have my heat pressed at 40 seconds, not 60. The less I can press, the better. Let's see. So we did the entire top row. I'm going to do a little spinnerooski. And because my stuff is taped down, I'm not worried about it. Even if I don't have tacky paper, y'all, this is going to work. And normally you wouldn't be able to do this on the press because as soon as you try to make this rotate off of that press bed, your shirt's going to swoop it up and it's going to hit the ground, right? It likes to slide on you. But with this process, we choose how this slides, and we have support. That's all we ever asked for was some darn support. Now I'm going to make sure that this is back in the center here, and I'm going to make sure that my center of my paper is back in the center. So it's back here because I like to have a system. I like to know I'm set up the right way every time. I'm looking at this paper, not my cover paper. Y'all see how flat this? Like, hold on. Can y'all zoom in? No, you can't zoom in. Let me see if I can just lean this camera in a second without dropping anything. Y'all look how flat that collar is. Baby, you ain't never seen a collar that flat. You feel me? Okay. I'm excited, y'all. If I get a little goofy, I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I'm excited. So that's going to make a goofball, just so you know. All right, so we're still using the cover paper. Like I said, I wish I could demonstrate this without the cover paper just so you can see, but I don't want to set y'all up for failure. I want you to do this the right way. Okay, so here I am dead in the center of the shirt. The reason why I do this way, because absolutely I can get the bottom of the shirt in 2 presses. What happens though, when you're using a 16 by 20 press, with this buddy system, it's giving you the most even pressure that you can possibly have between presses, okay? Because you're using this system. But you're still overheating. When you're overlapping, you're overheating an area of ink, okay, whenever you're overlapping. So let's say you're doing the color black, and black is going to show. I would always advise you not to put black in the center of your shirt because black basically starts turning brown and it starts to lift in appearance. So it gets lighter in appearance the more times you press it. But what's really happening is that black is going deeper and deeper and deeper into the fibers, where eventually it's dyeing the entire fiber, but it's showing up more white because it's basically pushing the ink deeper and deeper down into the garment. Okay. So my advice to you is to overlap as little as possible and for as few seconds as possible. If I can go 40 seconds instead of 60 seconds on my press, that's what I'm going to do to ensure I'm not overheating my overlaps. Okay. So the other thing is I'm going to make sure that I start in the center because I don't want to have a cross mark dead in the center of my shirt. Okay. So how I avoid that is I'd rather have my cross marks down the sides of the shirt, like right here down the side of the shirt, then I would have the crisscross, meet me at the crossroads, Bone Thugs and Harmony right there in the middle of my shirt. I don't want that. Okay. So if you sing the song to yourself, meet me at the crossroads, basically think of that. That's what you're creating. You're going to be lonely because your customer's not going to like your shirt. Okay. All right. So down to center here. And I'm just making sure I have a little bit of space back there in the back. All right. Again, my pressure is 7 because I don't have the collar underneath there. Actually, no, what I have here is I do have 7. It's a little bit higher pressure. I have the hem. So the bottom of the shirt has a seam too, which creates uneven pressure. And now you start to understand why your press, this is my press here. The reason why I tested out on here is because this press has a case that it loves to dig in to your print. Okay. So if I can make it happen on this press, you can make it happen on any other press that has the heat element hanging out of it. Okay. All right. So we're letting that press for the full time there. Boom, pops open. All right. I'm going to slide to the right. Actually, this time let's do slide to the left. And that y'all remember that better. Slide to the left and then we'll slide to the right. Whatever makes you remember. Okay. And it's automatically giving me an overlap right here because of the size of the table. Okay. So I try to think of all these things for y'all. Tree, you got that reference? Can you give tips on making a 2X and up? Absolutely. You know what? I will see if I can press a 5X for you tonight. I'll see because I've been dying to see if a 5X works on here or maybe a 4X because I think a 5X requires a little bit more meat, but we'll see. We'll test it out. If y'all remind me, and I keep saying that because really and truly, if y'all don't remind me, I'll get off of this live and be ready to eat something and tell y'all bye. And I'll be like, oh, shoot, I told them folks I was going. Oh, well, maybe next time. Don't be shy now. Y'all remind me. Oh, I got some people that's not shy. They going to tell me what I said. You said, now, Shannon, you said. I got you. Yeah, I did. Calm down. I'm sorry. All right, so we are pressing this one. Now, the same process that I did to pre-press is the exact same process that we're going to do to actually press the image. All right, so I know this is taking some time. I'm showing you every possible step you can take to make as little errors as possible so that when you get confident, you can be like, man, I'm going to pre-press the shirt like this, 10 seconds. But because the insert is in there, when you pre-press it, if you pop it up, it won't be all wrinkled up. I know a lot of times y'all are pre-pressing shirts for 10, 15 seconds. As soon as you pull that press up, it bunches the shirt up in the center. But if you let it go for the entire time, it gets your stuff super flat, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and roll this over to the center now. Let's see what we're working with. That should have been all presses. Bam, baby. Woo! That thing is super flat, super flat. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get our print ready. And what did I say I was going to do for this one? That was the adult large. I think we're going to do this one. Let me get my stuff on out of the way. The one we just printed. All right, now one of these was the front, one of these was the back. I think I printed, I don't know if I printed the front or the back first. It shouldn't matter, as long as they're basically reversed from one another. Now, if you were doing this for, you know what, let me make sure. Because if I'm doing multiple versions of this, I want everybody's front to be the same and everybody's back to be the same, which normally I make my family, my niece and nephew, my brother, I make them wear matching shirts with me. So anytime we go out, we get attention and folks say they like our shirts and I get to advertise. So let me make sure all of ours is going to look the same. Okay, the front has, this is the front. So the front has the little yellow glob on the screen. It's on the left-hand side. Of course, it's a mirror image, so it's on the right-hand side. Just use a little reference. All right. So again, I want to use my reference points. Make sure that y'all can see everything. I'm going to take my print. I'm going to fold it in half. And boom, I have a center line. I'm just going to pinch it right here. Turn it this way as well. Kind of roll it. I don't fold it all the way down the center, but I pinch it right here at the bottom. Boom, I have a center line. Now let's say, now this is a large format print, of course. You all know how to tile. I ain't tiling again ever in my life unless y'all come to the workshops, and then I tile with y'all at the workshop. That is the only time that I tile, when I'm actually teaching you how to use the split template and how to tile at the live workshops. That's when I show you that. But any other time, I even give y'all at the workshop, I give y'all a big print along with your tile print so you can see the difference. All right, so here again, I'm looking at my center. I'm lining my center line up here. And I'm also checking down here at the bottom. And what I see my center line at the bottom. I'm sneaking down, staying on that center line. And boom, I have my center line right here as well. Now, if you don't have tacky paper, you can absolutely, tape things down, which I want you not to be ashamed if you have to do that, okay? But I did tell y'all I was going to throw socks and a mask on here, right? Let's do that. All right, and let me get my little lint roller so I can show y'all what y'all supposed to be doing. Okie dokes. So I'm going to lint roll my socks like I do this all the time, but I don't. But y'all should. Okay. I am doing this for demonstrative purposes, but get your, if anything I do lint roll, I'll lint roll a sock before anything else. And some of you lint roll every shirt, and you are amazing for that, because I don't lint roll all my shirts. And it'll be that one time where I brag about not lint rolling, and then y'all will see all my little lint flaws. Okay. All right, so that did pick up quite a little good bit of lint there. So we did our thing. All right. Now I am going to make a place for these socks right underneath my armpits. So I'm going to roll that back a little bit. And I should have done this while my shirt is this way. So let me pick it up and lift it and move it real quick so I can show you precisely. Not say precisely, but I'm being a little dramatic there. It doesn't have to be precise. This is just going to be a pair of socks that just happen to match this shirt. Okay? So I want to make sure that the end of the black is about at the bottom hem here. And if I had a bigger shirt, I would just keep moving this out, right? If I had a 3X shirt, I would just move that out, and I would still have enough print to make a pair of socks. All right, so I'm going to use up, like, literally, I ain't going to do it. I was going to say, literally, I can get 2 pair of socks to this side, but I ain't going to do it. Let me go ahead and do the same thing over here. And I would actually prefer to roll this up. So you can see here, as we're placing here and here. And if you do this, then they're about the same at the top here. Now, if you have a smile here, straighten up. Straighten up. It makes it look better in the long run. Okay, so I'm just pushing that down a little bit and making it more even. You can take your other sock if you want them to look exactly or as close to exact as you can. Pull that little smile line down to the same level, and now your socks are even. Okay, these socks are on innatelab.com. They are they have the jigs inserts included with every single pair. So when I tell you it's rock and roll, it is rock and roll. Okay, I used to do these, and I still intend to do these on demand at events. And this being already ready, whew, time saver. Gives you a little grace. You don't have those thick inserts that basically help you have that white line. This will allow us to not have the white line. Okay, now what I'll probably do, I may have to increase my time on this because I'm doing the socks, and usually the socks do and need a little more time. So we shall see. I'm going to do 40 seconds and see if everything comes out good, then we're good. All right, now for the mask. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip and I'm going to flop. So here I'm going to place the mask. Maybe I'll do this way. And then I'm going to remember to just take my mask and flop it on the other sleeve later. Okay? So I'm going to get a whole fit. You need like a coordinating fit. Like Pop said, you got to coordinate. So we're going to have an entire coordinated little set when we're done with this. All right, so I'm lining up my bottom. I see there. Boom. My bottom here is there. And then I'm going to take and make sure I'm hitting my center point. And the only reason why I'm making sure I'm hitting my center point is that I just want to have a system of things. And my little mask shifted up here, if y'all didn't see that. So I'm going to make sure I bring her back on down. She getting a little feisty with me. There she is. We can check on our socks real quick. Socks are in place. Socks are in place. We're ready to start pressing this thing. If you are really concerned about it shifting, you can add a little bit of tape. Take you a couple of pieces of tape and just make sure. What I like to do is I like to connect with my template if I can. In this case, I think we don't have enough hanging out to do that. So just if it makes you more confident, because you are going to have to spin this around, if it makes you more confident, put down 3 pieces of tape. Okay. So if you don't want something to move, 3 points of contact is all it takes. All right. So that should not be moving. All right. Let's put our cover paper down. Let's handle business. All right, because I have my system now, and I still see my little dent, which represents my center point. I'm going to place this under the press in the center and give it a press, let it go. And now I'm at an 8 because I have a paper with print and the cover paper and the shirt underneath it. And it went back down to a 7. So again, I'm only doing this for 40 seconds. I think my temperature is like 390. I'll have to check that next time, make sure. But I would always suggest you try something out. Usually 400 degrees, 60 seconds is what they tell everyone. And it's because it depends on your heat press, how consistently your heat press heats, whether you have cold spots, whether it is actually heating up at the accurate temperature that it says it is. So once you find your solution, you stick with that. So I found it's like 385 right now for 40 seconds, and I'm using high quality paper. So that makes a difference as well. All right, so I said I was going to slide to the left and slide to the right. So we can keep the song in our head. Slide to the left. All right, there we go. And let's come down here. We should have that overlap automatically. And let me check on some of y'all's comments and stuff, because y'all know I got to find something to do for these little seconds. Oh, okay, Christina, I'm thinking about doing a workshop in January or February in Miami, because I want to take people to where it's warmer. And I want y'all to know, y'all don't have to wait till I come to your place to do a workshop. Come to wherever we are, because it'll be an excuse for you to write that off as a business expense. I want to do New Orleans, right? And I just want to go to New Orleans, you know, and I have some of y'all in New Orleans. So if some of you just want to go to New Orleans too, make that a write-off. You understand what I'm saying? It's a business workshop. You can write that off for business, especially if you're using at least 40% of your time and you have to stay the night. You can write off the hotel. You can even bring the family, and because it would have taken the same gas for you to drive there by yourself, you can still write that off. So make sure that you talk to your, tax preparer and accountant and all that stuff, because that I do not profess to be. And make sure that you come somewhere where you want to see. So in the winter, if y'all up north in Chicago and New York, and y'all want to come to Miami, by all means, come to the workshop in Miami. Okay, so I will be doing Miami in the colder time, because I know that folks will want to come down for that. Okay, so we did our slide to the left and our slide to the right. Now we're going to crisscross. Really, we're just going to spin it. But yeah, if y'all can remember to slide to the left, slide to the right, and crisscross. Okay. Now what we're doing, the reason why we're crisscrossing is because we need to do the opposite end of this. Okay. So we did our top. Now we're doing our bottom. And like I said, I'm going to keep my system lined up. Keep it tight. Keep it tight in the center here. Center there. That way I know if I pressed here, I just keep it moving. I don't have to think. I can talk and do this. Y'all know I can't talk and do nothing. I do not multitask. But this is allowing me to talk and work because it's simple. It's a system. You understand? Like, I want this to be something that you can just do. You can jam to your music. You don't have to be like, oh, shoot, I forgot this. You got your center here. You're going to slide to the left, slide to the right, do your crisscross. And obviously, once I'm done with this is actually going to be done. So we'll let that be. Let me check out your comments. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, I am going. Reese, don't scare me like that. I'm going to switch the sides of the mask. I'm going to press this shirt front and back with the socks. I thought I messed up for a second. Reese, don't do me like that. I was sitting here bragging that I was multitasking, and you was about to make me have to take that back. All right, so I'm going to do slide to the left. Now that had the socks. So the socks in there is definitely, you see, adding to that pressure there. But it's still going to do what it's supposed to do, okay? It's going to give what it was supposed to have given. So, yes, y'all remind me now. If y'all see me put my mask or not flip it, then let me know. Because basically, we're going to do both sides of this. Now, if I were only doing one side of the t-shirt, like I said, I'm going to do a little peekaboo here. There was enough of this print on the side of my shirt where I could have trimmed that off and saved that to do the other side of the socks. You feel me? So then that way you would have been able to get both sides of the socks, even though you're only doing one side of the shirt. Okay. All right. So I already did the center. I did my slide to the left. Now I'm going to do my slide to the right. And that should be my final press. I'm just doing a little sneak peek. Okay, let me let that go if I miss something. All right, that should be my last press. Then we will do the big reveal. And then, of course, I'm going to press both sides of this. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and have that set up. I hope I can talk to y'all during this process. All right, so I'm setting it towards the center just because I'm done. It lets me know I'm back in my origin. I'm going to roll this back. And I'm going to save my cover paper, because that top cover paper will become my next bottom cover paper. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so sock came out there. Y'all see? Ooh. 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 I'm just going to drop my paper down on the floor because I'm a savage and I don't like to pick the paper up until I'm done with everything. And it looks like did my mask flip around in here? Oh, no, that's just my paint. You see my little paint goes here. I was like, hold on, I ain't get no ink right there, but that's me being artistic or whatnot. But you see we have the socks that just kind of go, they just go. Everything just goes. All right, so my mask. This time I'm going to go ahead and flip my shirt. Like I said, once you have this down here, we're going to have to do the same thing to the back, because I am making this a front and back. Because that's what I do. If I'm advertising my stuff, I do front and backs. I also encourage other people, like if they're advertising their brands, to do your stuff front and back. Might as well. Make it stand out. Make yourself be seen. Coming and going. All right, I'm just removing, and I'm not removing the tape. I'm going to keep the tape on here because it's going to help keep this from getting into my Teflon, because you can get ink into your Teflon, then it will transfer into the inside of your next shirt, which can be cool. Like if I keep doing the same type of colors, then I'll have this on the inside of my next shirt, which can look cool, but it ain't what you want. Trust me, it's not what you want. Now, don't let me forget to put my mask back on. But because I'm doing the same print front and back, I am going to just use the same cover paper. No, I'm not. Let me show y'all what y'all supposed to do. I got to do it right. Okay. So I'll take and move all this stuff, and I will do a new cover paper at the bottom for the sake of doing it right. All right, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I would reuse this. I would flip my shirt. It would not have fit exactly. Let me show you something. If you think that you are crazy when you're trying to lay these shirts even and find a center line and all of that good stuff, you are not crazy. These shirts are not on point, okay? I can put this thing in the middle here. Look how that shoulder up here sitting higher than this one down here. And if this was truly symmetric, then I would be able to flip this and it would land in the same place every time, right? Not the case. This is why you have to use a fresh new cover sheet. So like I said, the cover sheet for the last one will become the bottom sheet for my new one. And we're going to get rid of this one. Now my next one, I'm probably going to reuse my bottom paper because it's just my shape. All right, so let's go ahead and set this up again. We need that center line, right? That center line is going to help us keep things clean and lined up. I'm pinching it right here. So spin it around. I'm going to move a little faster now because we got this already. Now I have to go from the center line of this one, not this bottom here. And I have the center of my paper here. I'm going to drop my shirt in place. My center line will be right here. And like I said, right to the top of this shirt, it'll have a little V cut out, so you know that's the center. And a V cut out of the bottom, so you know it's the center at the bottom. Okay. And then I have to protect my Teflon here. So I'm going to do the same thing to this side. And then I can keep this on here as long as I'm pressing the same pattern, the same style shirt over and over again on this size jig. Then I'm going to be good. I'm going to expose a little of that meat and go ahead and tape it off. And I can actually, I have this little roll extended here so it can hold your tape right down there. Now let's make sure before I take this down, make sure I'm centered like I'm supposed to be. Good deal. I'm good. All right, and again, I'm going to have to trim this and take my little time, but it will be worth it because I will basically just be doing this once. I'm not cutting my Teflon, y'all. Like I said, I'm trying to preserve that as much as possible. Now my shirt's on there. If I want to take these little pieces of tape here now and extend it to where that stays down, that's what it's made for. All right. As Usher says, some of my young ones won't know what that means. All right. Tearing off a little excess. But I hang my tape down there. And let's close that up. Trim this off over here. And yeah, y'all can see. I was wondering if y'all could see, because I'm just going and talking and not paying attention to the comments. So y'all let me know if y'all can't see something. I'm going to take this little piece, put it on my Teflon over to the edge because I can use it. No waste here. All right. And then I'll just use one of these little pieces of tape. Put that down. You see how I'm moving this around now and my shirt is in place? Like, doesn't that feel good? I'll even put this down here. Use this little extra piece of tape for something. But I do need this little piece here. I would kind of not, well, you can use this one again. Because what you can do is, no, you can't. Let's see. I think it's going to be a little bit lower. It's going to end up with a little ink down there. I'm trying to figure out a way we can reuse as much as possible. Okay. And you know what? Yeah, because really what you're protecting is the Teflon here. But I don't want that pulling on my neckline of my shirt. So what I'm going to do is just cut it down a little bit further. Boom. I should be able to use it now. And let the ink hang off. Use my same insert. Push it down, pull it up. And when I pull it up, bam, I'm bypassing that. Your girl's a genius, like on the spot. Tried to told you. But y'all know. All right, so I'm trimming that excess off so I know where the edge of my insert is. And then I shall take this little spare piece of tape here. And let's just secure it down like that. All right. We are ready to do the little bottom now. So let's spin that around and see how it's sticking to the paper. And I can just move that around. And I will be talking all this junk if I leave that right there. Mess my whole self up. All right. Boom, boom. And see how these shirts, y'all don't be crazy. Like, look, y'all not crazy. When y'all try to say, oh, you know what? I lined it up with the hem of the shirt and the print was still off. That's because the hem of this shirt ain't straight. It's crooked. The shirt crooked. How the print gonna be straight if the shirt crooked? These shirts are never straight, okay? So if that's something you worry about, and you know what? You can also take your utensils and hang them off the side. So I'm hanging my scissors there. I'll hang my little tape over here on this side. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you. And there will be some add-ons later on too. Don't let me get you too excited because y'all gonna be asking me about them. Oh, I need to tape off this bottom while I'm talking. Sorry, y'all. I got excited. But there's some add-ons and stuff that'll come with this, not come with the system, but that you can add to the system at some point as well. I just want to get the system out there so you all are using it and telling me how it does or maybe does not improve your life. I'm open to the criticisms because the problems that you all have had, see, this is why I don't know when I put stuff where I say I put it. Like, yeah, I'm going to remember this. Hold on. I can get the doggone scissors off now. There it goes. But yeah. The problems helped me become a better teacher, better problem solver, better engineer, better innovator, inventor, creative, creator, all of those things. So that is actually what I live for, solving problems. Not every problem, not everybody's problem, but just in general, I do like a challenge. And this all over process has been a challenge for a lot of people. And my goal has been to make it simpler, make the design process simpler, make the actual manufacturing process simpler, make it simpler for you to approach customers with mock-ups and things that's already basically laid out for you so that it's not intimidating. You gain your confidence up, and then you're just out there looking like a boss, okay? And you don't have to tell nobody it's a template, okay? That's your business. All right, I'll put my scissors there so I can remember, but then I'm going to forget again by the time I do this. All right, so again, I'm going to go ahead and lay my mask. So last time I think I did my mask this way. So this time I'm going to turn it that way. But I'll do it the same place. So I did it here. If I wanted to look continuous, I would start here. So I just flip it that same way. And really, I could even put another mask there. Or if I wanted to look crisscross, let me put it on this side, see what it looks like. I'm just trying new stuff. Don't mind me. Put on that side. Get a little whatever color's going to be right there. Switch it up. Okay? So I cannot remember which location I had which sock, but we're going with abstract here. So whatever it is, it shall be. All right. And again, I'm looking, my black line here should be at the bottom of the hem of my shirt, so I make sure that I'm about the same height here each time. And for this one, it looks like my big blue was on this side. If I wanted it to continue with the big blue, maybe I'll continue it like that. We'll see. So this one was here and here. If I wanted it to look continuous, I'm going to space it out a little bit further this time. Here and here. I'm just trying something a little bit different. I haven't done this before. I just want to see if I can kind of make it look like this flows over into this side. Okay? And my shirt looks good. Am I missing anything? Because I've been talking. Now, this is what I want you all to do. See if you can use the buddy. And I'm testing it out on several different presses. And I will be reporting to you all the presses at work. And basically, you need to have a little bit of clearance in the back of your heat press. And most of us do. You see how I have all this play? Boom, 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 boom. This isn't a pull-out press at all. This is a regular stationary press. But I have a little playback here. So my bar of my buddy system can pop behind that bottom platen there, okay? All right, so, I need to find my center point, stick to my system, do it the same way every time, but I don't even have to think about it when I get it right. You know how you drive without thinking? That's basically what the system does for you. You hit the same thing to drive, you hit the same thing to brake, you turn the same way every time. It becomes a system. Your body gets used to it, your mind gets used to it, and you don't have to guess it how to do it anymore. You don't even look for instructions anymore. You just do it. So that's what this whole point of this system is to become something you just get used to and just do it. Don't be intimidated, just do it. Including the templates. Don't be intimidated, just do it. Photoshop, I got you. I've been had y'all. I've been helping you all be confident. I'm not going to say just teaching you Photoshop because it's more than that. It's teaching you confidence. And once you're confident in something, you conquer anything. You be confident in one thing. You be confident in something, and you can conquer anything. And I mean that sincerely. So a lot of people will ask me, oh, do you teach Affinity and this and that and other? I'm going to teach y'all Photoshop because I tried doing the other stuff. It's a little too much. Because if you can be confident in one thing, you can conquer anything. And when I tell you knowing Photoshop has helped me with all kind of 3D programs, 3D scanning. I can go into mathematical programs and do stuff because I know Photoshop. Now, this isn't my little tool that I want to use here. Let me go grab what I want. This is what I want right here. I'm just cutting off an extra piece of cover paper here. Boom. There I go. All right. And I am ready to press. Let's pull this up for just a second. That's the top of my shirt right there. I'm going to move this closer to the top of the press. My center line is set. Here we go. Starting with the center. Okay, so now that we know this process, wait. Oh, okay. Did I flip the mask? Oh, no, I flipped the location, but I didn't flip the mask. Y'all are y'all so bomb. Oh, I love y'all. And I mean that for real. When I say I love y'all for real, I love y'all for real. I forgot to flip that mask again. Because in my head, I'm seeing print, but what I need to see is white. So y'all see, y'all help me catch that? Okay, don't do the same mistake I just did. Thank y'all. I love y'all. Look, I'm saying flip your mask. Flip it real good. All right, y'all got me. And that was going to be my next slide to the left. And I would have slid to the left and messed up. I love y'all. All right, so here we go. I'm doing a little bit of overlap. These masks, are y'all really interested in these masks, Corey? because I can get them. These are some ones that I got. And I was just basically testing them out from a supplier. But I mean, when I tell you they sub real fast and real easy and real good. I also have another type. Let me show you. Okay. So my demo, I did both masks. So I did this one. Hold on a second. Let me slide to the right. Make sure I got my little overlap there. I'm good. I'm good. I see my press line. I'm good. Okay, so this is the one that I have on there now. And let me show you. Hold on. Un momento. Here we go. So this one is a no-sew. It's kind of stretchy. It presses so easy, right? Why do I not know where I'm going? Anyways, I feel like Lil' Kim because it's the real. Okay, let me not. I told y'all I was goofy because I'm tired and hungry, but I'm here for y'all. Okay, so this one here subs beautifully. It's real quick, real easy to make. It presses really flat. Okay, and then I have this style. Well, okay, so we slide to the left, slide to the right. What's next? Crisscross. So let me put this mask down so I can crisscross without messing anything up. So I'm just turning it around. Somebody asked me, can you lift the whole buddy up and turn it around? Yes, you can. I don't advise that because basically, in order to do that, I would have had to basically do my hydraulics, lift it off the table, and then turn the whole thing. Y'all want to see that? Here it goes. Lift it off the... Oh, this is also, if you have a heavy roll on here, this is not ideal. But I can lift it off, pull it back, try not to hit my camera, and I could officially turn it. Like I'm literally trying not to knock over my camera stand, y'all. So hold on. I got enough space. And then it requires a lot of space to do this. Let me back up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So boom, boom, boom. I can roll the whole buddy around, do hydraulics, get them back up this way, and then I can press this side. Okay, do y'all see that can work? It's more work. So I would rather, and since I already have this in this way, let me pull this back out. I would rather just spin the whole print because if I was doing a bunch of shirts, I would hate to have to pull this caddy out each time and roll it around and do that. Okay, you have to have a lot of space to do that too. And I know a lot of us in these craft rooms is working with some limitations of space. Okay, so let me bring this up a little bit so y'all can see again. So somebody asked if you can do that. I think with Shanon, yes, you can. Do I recommend it? No. Here, if I wanted less of an overlap, I can actually pull my print down just a little bit. And then that way I'm going to get less of an overlap here in the center of my shirt. Okay. All right. So we've got center press, and we do our left and right. So I don't remember what I was telling y'all. Oh, I was telling y'all about the mask. That's what it was. Okay, so this is another type of mask. I really like this one. It's kind of elegant. It's, 2 layers here. It still fits well. But the thing about this one is you kind of get these, you can't get inside of those crease lines unless you basically iron it, to press it out, right? So I have these as well. I never offered them. Because I try to keep my SKUs down and everybody else was selling masks at the time. And I was like, well, I let people support other businesses as well. I don't have to sell everything, I want to focus on the innovative stuff, the stuff that maybe not everybody is selling. For instance, like the cufflinks and the neckties. And I have some really cool products coming out that I hope catch on really well. I think y'all will be excited about them. But I will wait till they come out because if I don't wait till they come out, y'all will be like, when this coming out? And yeah, then I have to face that every video. Yep, G&D, you can go ahead and Get the jigs on the website now. So the jigs take about a week to ship out. And just search for the word Teflon insert. I need to put the word jig on there because I think that would help people. Now understand, this is not a rigid jig. This is a very flexible jig. So if you weren't here in the beginning, if you go to the beginning of the video, you'll see how that functions. I did demonstrate that. All right. And this time I did right to left, but you get that I can see what I pressed because it gets flatter, obviously there. I think my sock might have shifted too when I picked up my table and bumped it around. So I hope my mask didn't mess up. My mask is here. Okay. Oh, you know what happened? I thought I was doing something funky. I was like, oh, I'm going to make sure I put it on the other side. I forgot that I actually flipped my print, so it's almost identical to the other side. But at least my Innate Academy is on there straight. So I probably, if I wanted more color, I probably would have put it on this side a little more because that white paint stroke made it look like there's nothing there. But it still looks good. All right. I'm going to put that back because I shouldn't have moved it. I was just trying to do a little sneak peek. All right. So let's see here. This right here, this collar, if I want to do this one more time, and I'm going to do this, I want y'all to see this. See how I have a little bit of white? And this is actually coming not from the collar itself, but from not the back collar, but more or less the front collar and the back collar having this indifference in between it. So let's press that part again. Let's see what happens. And I'm going to go ahead and move this mask because I feel like that mask is going to repress if I just happen to get down there, which I shouldn't. So let's get back to the center. Do my little spin thing. And then we're going to press up underneath that collar again just to see if I can get a little more. And look, I can actually walk around this thing. That's the beautiful thing about this whole, the all over buddy system. Like you can move around it. You can get to things easier. That board was a little clunky. It didn't really have support. So if you just thought you was finna just basically touch on the board, you could flip the whole thing over. Like I said, I wanted to give you all a lot with this setup. So I'm going to pull this collar down more towards the center of the pad instead of the top there. And I'm going to see what happens if I just repress. Now, if my collar was black, I might not do this if I had a lot of black in the design right there. Because repressing something several times, especially if it has black, can absolutely make your print look lighter. But I'm just sneak peeking here. Sneak peek. Oh, that looks so good. Look at my sock. Yes. I don't have a white line, y'all. Y'all, this actually took the ink and it let it float around the sock because these jigs are thin. I mean, they're thick enough to give it rigidity, but not so thick that I end up with a white line here. So, y'all, these socks are the truth. These jigs are the truth. Everything I tell y'all is the truth. You feel me? All right, so let's see how this collar worked out. I'm going to just go ahead and remove this because I'm not pressing it again. All right. Let's see. Moments of truth. Let's remove and find our art. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so vibrant. Y'all, these Pro Ink, True Colors Pro Ink is, man, it's so true. It is the truth. Like, I don't know if y'all can see on this video how vibrant this is, but I'm not a paid actor. I'm hoping to get paid, but I'm not a paid actor. I'm being real with y'all, and I've dealt with plenty of sublimation inks in my day. Things that made me want to pull my hair out at the end of the day because I would try to get a blue and I couldn't get a blue. All I can get is blurples, and it made me want to block somebody in the head. Okay, I hate it, but I couldn't get real reds. I had oranges or pinks and everything in between but red. This is not true ink. Like, true ink is going to give you true colors with very little effort. And even with like the ICC profiles are improving things a little bit better. And I'm working on that. And I may even improve those ICC profiles at some point in time. Like my goal is to be the best that I can be better than I was yesterday. But do y'all see that white went away? Can I bring you a little closer? Can you see? Can you see? That white went away. Just by repressing that area a little bit. And then I could keep reusing this because I'm going to keep going down on this neckline. So let me pull that to the side. I can use that again. So do y'all see that white has disappeared because I repressed this particular area again. Let the ink sink in a little further. Okay. Y'all don't see any overlap lines here. Now, if I had pure black, matter of fact, maybe I'll do that challenge. Like y'all know, which shirt is it? That Innate Academy shirt, where is it in the window? Boom. That black one right there, that's the one that we do for the workshop. And the reason why I choose that shirt for the workshop, the live workshop, is because it is the hardest to make sure that you don't get press lines because that black is right there in the center of the belly and you have to overlap in that area. So when you get good, you can print and press that without seeing the overlap marks. And that one right there was pressed with an overlap, okay? With the buddy system. And it's not the buddy system that does it. Don't let me, I'm not trying to tell y'all this is going to make it perfect, but it is virtually foolproof because you have a system. You have a way that you do things every single time and it makes you better. That's what makes you better. The buddy, it's almost like, you know how you have your protein drinks and you know that that's not what's going to give you muscles, but it can facilitate you having a healthier mindset, putting better nutrients in your body, that sort of thing. This is like your protein shake. It's not going to give you muscles. You drink your protein shake and eat some Reese's and watch a movie and go to sleep, you're going to have the same results as without the protein shake. But if you do what you're supposed to do and do the routine that's supposed to go with the device, with the tool, it becomes a very helpful tool for setting a system of creating the same thing every single time with very little flaws. Okay? So let's see what we got. My Teflon insert, my jig is still in there. Like I said, it's flexible. So it's going to be easy to get in and out of here, okay? But it's doing its thing. It's holding up. It's doing it. It's doing it. It's doing it well. Okay? There we go. And this lighting, like I said, is horrible. Let me see. All of this light. I could go anywhere in here and y'all could be like, ooh, ooh, that's light. Okay, so it's light. It's not the best light, but it's light. Okay, so this is the shirt here. Look at those colors, y'all. And look at the area around that neckline. I told y'all it had all that white in between this color and this color. It had that white, like the white around your lip. It didn't have the white around the lip. It definitely had a white around the lip before. I just pressed it again, okay? So sometimes you have to do that, and it's okay. Just get it together. Get it right. Or just put white everywhere that you have problems. Just put white. Put white around the collar. Put white under the armpits. If you did that in your design, maybe I'll make a template. I'll make a template that conceals everywhere that you normally would have problems, and I'll make it white, like by design. So people won't be wondering why there's white marks there because it'll have like white kind of grunge there. Y'all, I'll take that challenge. I just challenged myself, but I'll take it. Yeah, everything looks good. I'm checking it out now to see if there's anything I'd be like, ooh, shouldn't have put that in the video. But yeah, it looks great. It looked nice. You look nice. You look nice. Okay. So this one is done. The mask that goes with it. I could have actually pressed 2 masks on there. And this has a lot of white because it had that little white brush stroke, but there we go. Bam, bam, bam. My shirt's done, and then my socks. Uh-oh, I got a low battery. I'll go get my little thing to plug into. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing on the large format press. Still use the all over buddy, and I'm going to show you why I might use the all over buddy. But yeah, y'all see that? And if I roll these edges, of course, this isn't exactly like, it's not the taco method or anything. And if I would have thought about it, I would have flipped it to where it was continuous. But I don't have the white line. I'm rolling that. I just have print. Okay. So this is like a really dope way of having something that coordinates without trying too hard, okay? So if you can imagine your sneaker collectors, your sports fans, your sports moms and dads, they would all appreciate this kind of setup. And you could do it in one press, okay? So I'll show that later. I think I said I was going to do the large format press next. Oops. Let me treat my jig a little bit better. I just tossed it and he didn't like that. He wrinkled up. Let me treat you. It took me a long time to make you. Let me treat you better, okay? All right. Now we're going to make this one next on the large format. Whew. We working. All right, so let me move. I have to move this paper out of the way because I'm gonna take my buddy system over here to the large format press next. And I'm gonna move this paper just a little bit so I have some space to roll. Here. I want to be able to roll this out. I won't be rolling much. I won't be rolling at all once I get this in place because I'll show you why this is useful for the big press. All right. And another thing, I do not ball up my big paper. I just let it stay flat and stay whole. And then I just take all my garbage at once. So I'm doing the hydraulics, lifting this off of my press. And let me show y'all something. Lord, I thought y'all was over here with me. All right, so I'll show you again. Like, basically lifting this up and down, I come over to one corner. Okay, and I do my hydraulics from this corner over here where the roll is. Because that roll is usually going to be heavier, right? So I do my hydraulics here. I just pull it up, one hand. Pull it up. And then it locks behind the press. And by locking, I just mean it's trapped behind there, okay? All right, now I can pick it up. Let me pick it up, hydraulics. It glides right off. Voila, magic. Not really, but yeah. Like I said, I'm getting tired. I'm so happy y'all are actually here with me right now while I'm being a goofball. Okay, now I'm going to put it on the big press. And the reason why I put it on the big press is because a lot of times I'm doing shirts that are bigger than a large. And even though this is a 31 by 39 inch press, it does not do, it can do an extra large if you're lucky. If you're lucky. And I mean, it's so lucky that you will get a sliver this big of sleeve that won't get covered, okay? And basically you have to do another press. So let me do my hydraulics so I can tell you the story while I'm working. Okay, so I'm gonna have to lift pretty decent on this one because this is a taller press. So I'm doing my hydraulics. I'm getting up over here. And I think I might actually need to pull it up on this side too. Now this bottom of this press actually pulls out. So let me lock it all the way back. So my hydraulic, boom. Did y'all hear that drop behind? All right, and I can actually pull this out because it grips behind. I'm trying to use my hands, about to burn myself. So it grips behind the lower platen and it pulls it with it, okay? Now to push it forward, which I'm gonna make sure my little center point here is centered with the middle of my press here. In order to push it forward, I still have to hold the handle. And let me show y'all what I'm talking about. And I think I'm going to turn little man off because I'm hot. I'm over here sweating for y'all. Let me turn that heat press off. Okay. Because I will not be using it unless I have 13 by 19 shirts to do. All right. Can y'all see everything here? So for this big press, I have a little handle here. And I'm actually going to push this back so you can see my handle. See that? Look at that all over, buddy. Just rolling and dropping. All right. So basically, I need to be able to push this under. So my all over buddy extends my table quite a bit to where I can do my 4X's, my 2X's, or whatever have you, and I can spin it around on here. the same way we would do that with the smaller press. Okay, so I'm just going to push this in. You see, I'm actually pushing the handle down here. I pushed it all the way in. That's what I'm going to have to do when I am pressing this design. All right, so let's get this going. And this, I think, is the end of my little, yep, this is the end of my roll. And let me show y'all, all I did to make this roll is just start off with a little bit of tape. And I just took my big roll and rolled some paper off onto a smaller roll. And I just kept a core from my old roll of paper. So let me leave that on there for design, for looks. And I'm going to roll that back on there as if it just belongs. Okay. Right. So then I'm going to go grab a couple of pieces of paper that I already have cut. I just need 2 pieces of cover paper for this next step because I'm keeping the same cover paper at the bottom. But as you can see here, I have a little bit of space here, a little bit of space here, and a little bit of space here. Oh, no, you can. I'm talking about as you can see. Why y'all ain't tell me y'all can't see? Well, as you can't see. All right, so as you can see now, we have a little space here. And this is the area, this dark area here is the actual bottom of the heat press. So I have a little extra space here, here, and on this side. And this just allows me to move my print around without my junk sliding off the heat press. And again, I have this thin layer of Teflon, so I don't have to adjust my pressure. So the same pressure that I use for the actual main platen is the same pressure that I would use adding the all over buddy. Okay, it's virtually adding just a little bit. You may have to tweak the handles just a little bit, but I don't even mess with them and I still get great results. All right, so for this one, this was a little different. I designed these socks so that they actually drip off the side, so it's not just a random print, so you'll see that happen. But I said I was going to do the youth shirt and hopefully this print, because this is an adult print, I'm hoping it works for my youth large. I definitely didn't test it before here. I think it'll work. That is youth large, right? Yep, that's a youth large. So let's put it in place. And remember I said turn it upside down. Let's do our system. Let's get it together. I did do my center line. Here. Come down here. Make sure my edge is parallel there. The center line there and there. I just creased it. So I'm making sure my center line is lined up here and down here. Okay. And I creased that a little at an angle, so that's why it looks crazy. But we know approximately where our center points are. Now remember I said, even if you're doing a smaller shirt, just go ahead and line everything up towards the top. Now, this is a youth shirt, so I am going to probably bring this, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit because I'm using an adult print for a youth shirt. And I'm trying to get away with it without resizing my adult print. So watch me hopefully get away with it. And I'm going to check and see with my print how much of it is going to bleed off because my niece is going to want that pink on there. So I'm trying to make sure that pink is going to make the cut up here at the top just a little bit. All right. So for the adult size shirts, I definitely would have lined everything up here to the top. For the youth size shirt, I'm going to have to bring this down just a little bit to make sure that my logo doesn't sit on the belly of the youth shirt. Because this is, like I said, an adult print. Now, I'm not going to pre-press this shirt. Okay, I'm just going to use the straight up Teflon and show y'all, without pre-pressing it, that the Teflon insert kind of does its own little stretchy thing. Now, if you see something need to be pre-pressed, do that. But I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby. All right, so let's fold it in half. We're gonna crease here at the top and the bottom. Get our center line there. Get our center on. Again, I'm checking my center point here at the top with my cover paper. Check my center point down here. One point there. And for this one, I should roll it back a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing for my socks, except what I need to see here, if y'all don't see, if you can't see here, I went and I put some extra drips at the top of the sock. Now, I could have been regular, and I could have just let my socks have the diamond plate here with the pink and the yellow. I could have been regular, but I had to have it drip from the top of the socks. So I added a little juice up here. This add the juice, the same juice that's at the top of the shirt. So this is me being extra right now. Let me tell you what extra gets you. Extra means you have to be extra careful. Okay, let me grab a couple pair of socks, or a pair of socks. And like I said, this actually could probably be big enough to fit 2 socks, but I ain't gonna do it. Let's get the top of the sock. Now what I have to be careful of, my top of my sock needs to be underneath this little goop right there, starting right. So because I'm doing a U-shirt, I can't use the same theory that, hey, the bottom of this matches up with this. But I think I'm still going to be all right. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'm going to come to the side and check this. Oh, let me get rid of my smile line. I want a straight face. I want that straight. I do not want the smile sock. I want it down. I want my customer to smile, not my socks to smile. Okay. So that's even right there. Now, because I put this little print here, I'm making it harder on myself. So I'm actually going to come over here to the side. And when I roll this down, I'm going to make sure that my placement, where I have it right now, is going to cover. I'm going to roll it back. I'll show you. See how if I didn't pull this down far enough, my drip would have started in the middle of the sock. I need my drip to start off of the top of the sock. So I need it to bleed off. All right, so my drip is there. I'm going to pull it out just a little bit. Make sure that my drip starts off the edge. Oh, yeah. That's going to look nice. Okay, I'm going to check on the other side. Make sure that's good. Just rolling it back a little bit. All right, and this looks like it is doing well. I have to make sure I'm not shifting this over too much though. I'm trying to be slick up underneath this heat. Trying not to get burned. Make sure I'm still in my center here because I've been over here shifting like a mug. All right, I'm back on my center. Back on my center. Okay. I'm making it. I'm making it. Good deal. All right, and then I'm going to throw the mask on here somewhere. Now, let's see. What do I want on my mask? All right, I have a little pink, a little blue there. Let me see what's going on over here. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. So it really doesn't matter which way I put this. I'm going to see if I can capture, if I can make it go this way. Then that means I can flip it this way and continue to print. So let's see, this way and down a little bit. I'm going to make that off the edge, barely. So I can feel the edge of my press here. I'm going to make that just come off the edge there. All right, let's see what happens. Let's use a little cover paper. And, oh, that definitely has things on it. Let me get my first cover paper here. And again, I'm going to make sure I'm centered here. We're good right there. And I just shifted this whole print. I should have taped it down a little bit. Oh, and I didn't take any of this off. Dang. Let me do it right. Let me do it right. Because I was sure about to just press that in there. And what would happen? You know what? Let me do it. Let me do this so I can show y'all what happens. I'm not selling this to anyone. Of course, this is my own little personal set, my little prototype set. So I want to show y'all what happens when you forget to cover all this, okay? Actually, I'm just being lazy, but I also would like to show you what happens if you don't do it right. So this is a point to be proven. This is me not taping anything down or, you know, whatnot. Like I said, once you get to a certain point, you probably will take more chances and not want to do all of the extras, right? Now, let me also check and see where this image is going to end up. See, remember I told you I had to push it down a little bit because it's a youth shirt. Looks like it's going to go just right. All right, so now I'm going to make sure that this is pressed down. I can still rotate even on this big old press here. I'm still going to rotate because I like the top of my shirt to be underneath there. And then I can come to the side and make sure that it's going to make it onto the press. So here, I am pushing it all the way underneath. I can come to the side, make certain that I'm going to get my press on there, because sometimes the shirt is hanging off the back of the press a little bit and you won't know it until it's too late. All right, so looks like everything is going to make contact underneath the press. The socks are inside the press lines. Let's do it to it. All right, I'm all the way pressed under. And I did not check this pressure, but I'm assuming it's okay. It's probably going to be a little heavy because of socks. All right, we got 50 seconds going. Uh-oh, let me go get my battery pack because I get another low battery warning. All right, let's see. All right, y'all was at 10%. And I have nowhere to hang this battery. So please don't fall, little battery. Please don't fall till I pick this up. I mean, not even when I pick it up, okay? Just don't fall. All right, so let's see. That was one press. Let's see what it does. And don't touch back there, y'all. This frame is metal. Use your sense with that too. I'll probably have to make all kinds of disclaimers. But this in one press. Let's see. It got my socks. I'm gonna do a little sneak peek at the top of the shirt, because sometimes that collar may need a little extra attention depending on what your pressure was and what size shirt you were doing and all that good stuff. Okay. And I have a little bit of a white ring around here. I'm actually okay with this, but if I were to press it again, that white ring would absolutely go away. Okay, so I'm good with this. Yeah. Ooh! That's what I'm talking about. Yes. So like I said, to see how I get the ink on the Teflon, let me get a paper towel and show you how it wipes up. But it does not come completely clean. And the problem with this is what'll happen if I'm pressing the same shirt over and over again. I'm fine with this kind of print being on the inside of the next shirt. However, the fact that I might be doing like a black and see how it's wiping up. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me get you a little bit closer to me. There we go. See, it's actually wiping up. The ink is wiping up. You can do that. You can do that. You see that? The ink is coming up here. But for me, it's much simpler to go ahead and tape off the sleeves, especially if I'm doing several of the same shirts, and clean it up. Now, you do end up with a little bit of residue in those fibers. It's just not worth it to me to do it this way and have a mess and have to clean it up every time. But it was worth it this time because I didn't want to put tape on and waste more time on camera. So I just wanted to show y'all what'll happen if you press these without putting the tape at the bottom, okay? Or if you switch to a new design and you have the tape at the bottom that has the old design on it. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Oh, I didn't come down far enough for my socks right there. My socks were hanging off too much. Okay, so I had a little bit of a boo-boo. And that was because I didn't pay attention to my socks. Being actually, the socks were here at the bottom. I didn't pay attention to that being on there. So that was my fault there. I should have paid attention. All right, so now I'm just putting this back in place. Like I said, no shirt is actually symmetric. I have parts of this that's hanging off, but I'm actually okay with this. And you see I didn't pre-press, and I still have almost a wrinkle-free shirt by using the Teflon insert. Okay? All right, so this one, I want to flip this way this time. I want these two to kiss. If they kiss, it kind of looks like the image continues a little bit. Okay, and then this time, man, I can't believe I did that to my sock. You know what? That's where it got cut off. See, this one went fine because it went into the black. I was being, I'm being a little fast with it, that's what happened. So what I'm going to do is take this. And I'm going to fix that sock. Don't you worry your pretty little hair. I got it. All right. So I'm going to fix that sock afterwards. We're going to go ahead and flip this. Now, what I want to do to flip it, I have my goop come off that way. My goop come out this way. Only so much of this is actually going to fit on here. So I'm just going to flip it in the exact same spot and see what that looks like. All right, flip it in the same spot. I flip my mask over here. Now, technically, I do need to put something down here because this ink will travel up into this side. So I'm just going to take a little piece of paper here. This is actually my little neckline here. And I'm still going to make this kiss, but I'm going to put something down here. I don't want that ink. And this is just residual ink. I don't want it back up in my print. So I'm going to just pull this down here. All right, so it's still, I'm giving it a chance. And then, like I said, I don't like things hanging off because I like to keep things clean. Why couldn't I just use my scissors just now? I don't know. No say. All right, so like I said, kissing there to there should make that design look continuous. All right, my socks are in place. And I should just be able to line this up with the first print. And hopefully not have my sock hanging off looking crazy this time. Again, I'm showing you what it looks like if you don't tape off your Teflon. This is a purposeful demonstration of what not to do. All right, so here, crease here. And I'm going to be careful moving this paper around because I don't want to knock my stuff out of place. All right, so here, crease here. So that's my top and bottom. And this time, I'm actually going to press my top up here. All right, center line. You see how my center line and my prints match up. All right, and then I'm still going to do cover paper, of course. Float that over that edge. All right, so I'm going to walk around, try not to trip over my tripod. And as I place this underneath the heat here, all right, I'm going to make sure that I hover this and see if I'm going to get my real coverage. Okay, so that is where I'm getting coverage back here. So I'm getting plenty of coverage here. The problem was I was paying so much attention to the back. I was not paying attention to how much coverage I was getting in the front. And just like now, I can feel the shirt hanging off here a little bit. I need this to go back a little further to make sure that my shirt collar is really going to get on there. And I can feel it on the press now. Okay. I think I got it all on there. I was just touching and feeling. And that goes to show you, even with a 31 by 39 inch press, you're still going to have to do multiple presses. You probably have to do 2 presses with anything that is even an extra large, 2X, 3X and above. Oh, y'all don't go to Harbor Freight and get the cart. I got them off of Amazon. This one is actually a motorcycle cart. Okay, it's much smaller in scale. All 4 of the wheels roll. The one that I showed y'all before was from Harbor Freight. It was a hydraulic lift cart. They're actually very hard to find now, and they hiked up the prices for them. And they don't roll 4 ways. And I like this better because with its small footprint, I can move it around so much easier. So if y'all remind me, I'll give y'all the link to that on Amazon. All right, let's see. All right, so let me make sure first of all that I got the bottom of my socks. Okay, I got the bottom that time. Oh, I didn't get the top of my mask. Hold on. Make sure I got the top of my shirt. Top of my shirt's on there. Top of my mask is not. Well, you know what? This is a good opportunity to show y'all. Just like with the socks. Let me go ahead and just take this off. And I should have pressed this one more time or added some more pressure. I need to add some more pressure because that right there will come out or it will go away if you give that a little bit more heat. But since I already started pulling this off, I don't want to chance that because I feel like it's not going to line back up. So let me show you how to fix this. This press, finally got the socks down there, but of course I was so focused on the collar of the shirt I forgot that I had the mask up here. So I missed, because I made sure it made it to up to here, but I missed this part of the mask. So let's take that part of the print. Looks like I have that part of the sock. I'm going to cut this off. So you got to fix that. Like I told you, I sometimes like messing up live just because it also lets me be able to show y'all how you can fix stuff live. You can mess it up, you can fix it. All right. All right, so you see this is what was missing. Let me bring this down a little bit so you can see what happened. I'm going to basically put that back in place and make that work. Doop, doop. So I put it exactly back in place. This should work out. And because I don't want it to put this back here, I'm going to just barely keep a little bit of that bleed from the part of the print that actually did make it through. And I'm going to get this shirt out of the way. It did so beautifully. Like I said, I will increase the pressure on this one because I have my pressure set lower because I was using the Nomex. So I was testing the difference between Nomex and the foam. And either way it goes, you're going to have issues with the collar. So I was just trying to see if one gives me better results. And I actually think the Nomex did better with the collar. So I'm going to keep testing that out. And I'll let y'all know, like even with this big press, I replaced my entire bottom part with Nomex. And I'll let y'all know if that really did wonders. So yeah, this looks good. But I would repress this to get this image out, like this halo effect around the collar out. Let's see, and that's why I sneak peek too. And then I'm gonna wait to take the Teflon insert out because I want to show y'all what it looks like to take it out. So I'll show you that. But I wanted to fix this sock right here and this mask. And because I have a little bit of ink already in this cover paper, I am gonna put some more cover paper down. And I'm going to get rid of this paper here. I got a good couple uses out of that one. All right, so let's fix this sock. That sock is fine. This sock didn't miss anything here. This mask missed a little bit. And I just throw the, oh, I threw the mask as my print. Now that's the excess part of it. Here's the missing print for the mask. Here's the missing print for the sock. Let me grab a couple of pieces of heat tape. All right, and if y'all don't have one of these, get one. I actually have 4 rolls of tape on here. So what this does is it simultaneously cuts my tape. You hear that? So basically I have 4 pieces of tape that I can use for each row, and I can keep it moving. All right, so I'm going to line this print up. What printed before is here, and I'm just matching up what's missing. And I can kind of see that hard line. I can see my line there. I can sort of match it up here. And I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to get something down there because I don't like the fact that it's missing. All right, here we go. Here, there. And I'm just kind of guessing that this would be about it. All right, and then I can kind of roll it down to see. I'm going to have a little bit of overlap here. Let's see. This is, I'm looking for an artifact. This little hang off here is this little part right here, which I'm thinking that this is the wrong part. Let me check my print again. This is the one that hung off. That one actually made good contact. That's what I'm missing. I'm using my Scooby-Doo clues. So I'm actually including that because that is a good artifact to fix this. All right, now let's make this happen, Catherine. All right, so this little hang off piece here, already printed, and I'm just kind of lining it up here, rolling it back, lining it up. I'm not going to be perfect, and I'm not trying to be, but I am at least making sure that something makes sense to this. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. I can kind of tell that the image is lining up a bit better now because it's the actual side of the print I was supposed to get. And just going to use that just to secure it in place. All right, so that looks good. I think it's going to save the day. Let's go ahead and press this way. Same thing here. I will continue to print. The ear hole looks like it was here. I'm using clues here. And then it looks like my print ended right about there. Okay, lose a little bit of tape here. I should be able to make this work too. All right, so let's turn it upside down and I'm just gonna fold this over itself to add a little coverage here. Pop this back in the oven. Hopefully this works. And I don't embarrass myself while I just bragged about, oh, I like to have problems in front of you. I'm a problem solver. I'm a genius. Let's see. All right, and I have my paper in the way of my wheel. Can you get that out of the way? I don't want to tear up my buddy. My buddy. Okay, so we're gonna have a challenge with those of you when you get your buddy. We're gonna have a my buddy challenge. Okay, I want y'all to like make a commercial, and whoever has the best my buddy commercial, we're gonna have a prize. Y'all help me think of a prize. My buddy, wherever I go, you're gonna go. So yeah, we're gonna do a my buddy challenge. Mm-mm-mm. Oh no, the mask is. Oh, you said my mask looked off. What did I do? Did I do something funky? Uh-oh, it's too late now. I can't check the mask again. And I may have just been chatting and not really paying attention to how I was fixing the mask, but we'll see. Oh yeah, it did shift a little bit. Oh man, it did. Yeah, because I should have made it. But I mean, it is abstract, so yeah, I should have caught that little overlap. Ow, this is hot. I should have caught that. Let's see what happened with my socks. Okay, at least my socks. I didn't get it perfect because it's blind. You really don't know what you're doing. You're just hoping that you get it about in the right place. And I think that pretty much that looks like it would do. Okay. So I was just showing y'all what to happen. What to happen. Lord, it's definitely time for me to go to bed. What could happen and how you might be able to salvage something. You're right. I should have lifted that just a little bit. You see it overlapped here. So I was trying to avoid the overlap, but then I just totally left too much space here. But overall, I would say it's a winner. I wouldn't sell this one though. I would actually redo this mask. The sock, I could go with the sock. Just that little imperfection there actually looks like it's like a glow or something. It's nothing major at all. But the mask kind of looks like that's a little too intentional. Okay? Or unintentional. All right, so let's show you the set. We did mask. Boom, boom. We did the shirt. Boom, boom. And then we did the mask. Boom. Okay? At one time. And I could have been a little bit neater with this. Could have checked to make sure that everything was really touching on the platen as good as it could be. I think I was a little negligent in that. I'm still working with the buddy system, so I am getting better with this as I teach you all about it. Okay? Let's see. I'm going to come on over here to the main table now. Show you what we're working with. And take any questions. Let's see. We'll go ahead and bring you around here to the big table. Oh shoot! Well, that was the battery pack and not my phone. I forgot I had the battery pack on here for y'all. Oh, I'm getting old. All right, here we go. Let me put this battery pack back on, and then maybe I can rest it on the table and not move too much. I think I'm actually like, after I do this, I'm going to show this and then I'll sit down for a second at the computer and take a look at some of y'all's comments and questions. So I make sure that I'm getting all of those. I can't pull back too much because like I said, all right, so let's go ahead and bring over what we worked on. I'll show you how we're going to remove the insert, okay? So this is the youth insert. Like I said, I like to do stuff on the Teflon. The Teflon is slick. It makes for a much easier installation of the insert and removal of the insert. So to remove it, I'm going to take my sleeve here, roll it inside just slightly, take the other sleeves. Look, it just stands on the Teflon. Roll this inside, And then from the bottom, I pull out, and voila. As your shirt. Here is, remember I wiped off the edges instead of using my tape, and it does have just a little bit of ink in there, and it will, you know, it's a small amount of ink, but it will come off on the inside of your next shirt. So rather than wipe, because Teflon can't be wiped down, you just don't want to do that. Now this one, I'm going to pull this one out and show you the difference between using the tape. So this one was my large shirt. I'm going to roll the sleeves in just like I told you. Now they still have the tape on them, so I'm going to keep the tape on this because I'm going to press some more large shirts with this design. Okay, so I keep the tape on until I switch my design up. And maybe I even keep this design on because when I switch it up, y'all see I keep a common theme. Maybe it would be cool to have this print on the inside of this sleeve, and then if I roll my sleeves up, you'll see my little N8 Academy print. Wouldn't that be cool? We'll try it out one of these days. All right, so boom, shirt. And this actually pressed better on the 16 by 20 press. As far as like getting right in that collar, I have to get my pressure a little bit higher on the big press because I typically don't have that type of issue. But like I said, I've been playing with the height of the pressure. So I definitely did myself a little disservice on that one because I was playing with it before I did this. Here, you see I still have my tape intact. I still have my tape on my sleeve. Like I said, this tape can forever stay on here as long as I'm doing this design on this size shirt. As soon as I switch designs, I'm going to have to take this tape off and put fresh tape down, okay? And as a matter of fact, that will be my first thing to tell you because I don't want you getting excited and loading up your shirts and then you forget, oh, I forgot to put tape down. It's actually easier to put the tape on before you get started. So before you put any shirt on the jigs, go ahead and take your inexpensive low-tack masking tape and go ahead and coat the sleeves and the bottom hem. And then, of course, for the neckline, what you're going to use is an insert like I showed you, okay? The little wedge. All right, so I'm not going to insert those anymore for tonight. I'm hot. I'm going to turn off this heat press. Let's see if y'all need to see anything else lined up. There it is. And here is our little shirt that we did. Boom, there it is. And watch how we can mix and match these socks and stuff. That's why I like doing the same colors too, because I'm constantly losing the socks that I made to go with a certain shirt, but they still go. Look at that. These socks can go with that. These socks, and then you can switch up the mask. So this mask can go with the shirt it was intended to go with. This mask could go with that one. Although I think that has a little too much purple in it. I'm going to keep that on here. And these little drip socks can go with your watercolor shirt. So I can drip, I can switch, I can flip. I have my little mask to go with this one. And boom. We in there. We in there like swimwear. Speaking of swimwear, this is a process that you can do your own swimwear as well. Full bleed sublimation, make it work. Okay, so let me show this final product while I can't move my stuff over there. There you go. And then I'm going to come on over to the computer and see if y'all have questions for me. And then I'm going to let y'all go to bed. Let's see. Oh, Kalinda, I'm glad you said that. Yes, extra large comes with it as well. So let me update that. I love when y'all tell me this kind of stuff because then that allows me to make things better. So yes, the XL insert comes with it. It should go small, medium, large, XL, 2x, 3x. So there's six inserts that you get, 6 jigs. Now, if y'all really want 4x and 5x, I can make that, but that's a vapor, and I didn't want to confuse anybody. I wanted to stick with the 21 M's. So, thank you, Joy. I thought you were going to say my videos be long, but at least you said, yes, they're long and details the entire time. Yeah, I'm really trying to, like, genuinely spit real game, y'all. Yes. Oh, is it a template? Oh, you can't hear me. Okay, my bad. Hold on. Do that one. Take off that one. Can you all hear me now? Okay, perfect. Good deal. Okay, so I had to switch which microphone was going on. All right, and let me make sure y'all aren't getting an echo. Okay, great. Good deal. So yes, it is a mistake if the extra large is not on the listing. I will make sure it's on there. You're going to get um, small, medium, large, XL, 2X, and 3X. So that's six. Okay. Yes, the inserts also come in youth. I do small, medium, and large for youth because the extra large in the youth and the adult small is virtually the same thing. So I didn't want to sell you something that you didn't need. Okay. So yeah, I have a little youth set. It comes with three, and then the adult set that comes with six. And also for my business partners, make sure you don't use a discount code on the buddy system or the inserts because I know y'all get a certain like really steep discount. And for those couple of items, I really can't do a discount that you all are used to. And I just want to make sure that I don't let anybody down because if I see the discount code used for that, I will have to refund it because there's no way that I can have you pay the other part of it. So I have to just refund it and you'll have to purchase it again. And then you'll go back in line as far as who gets there. So I'm going to go, all of my business partners that order, those are the ones that are going out first because you all have been the most supportive. And then basically I should get everybody out within 4 weeks for the buddy system. But I hope that some people will get theirs much sooner. Okay. I'm definitely aiming for that, but I won't promise that. I will promise that I can get them out in 4 weeks. And then hopefully I surprise some people. There are a couple of people, depending on if you're coming to the workshops, I will actually deliver yours to the workshop. Okay. I'm excited. Oh, the link for the cart, I'm going to put it in the description of the video. It's an Amazon link. So I'll find that for you and I'll put that in the description of the video. Okay. I'm going to scroll back a little bit, see if I see some more questions here. Talked about the extra large. And thank you, y'all. I appreciate it. Like, I'm looking at all of these lovely comments. I didn't get a chance to read them while I was multitasking. But thank y'all. Y'all are very encouraging. This is the reason why I even wanted to produce this type of solution for all of us. Thank you. And yeah, I wish y'all could see these colors in like real life. They are so super duper. Let me see if I can possibly turn my camera around and use maybe the light that's on the camera. Y'all, these colors are something else. Let me see. On my Podia, let me see if I can change my camera. Oh, I just turned it off. Let me see if I can change the Settings for the camera. Make it fit. Box. Done. Okay, go back. Turn our camera back on. And then I don't know if I can turn the light on, but I think this camera shows color better. Do y'all see that color? Like it's looking kind of reddish, but it is like really super duper like pink. Like very saturated, very high vibrancy. Like this is true colors. All right. I'll let y'all make another commercial for me too. We'll do a true colors, and I'll let y'all do that for me, okay? All right, but this is it. This is it close up. I probably should have did this before with the camera, but you know, I'm a one-man band right now, so I'm trying to show it all to you. All right. Boom. That's it. All right, so I think that's it. I think we answered all the questions. I'm gonna come check back on y'all just a second to see if there's anything else that I may have missed in the comments. Let me check y'all out. And I know y'all are interested because y'all are still hanging out with me on a school night. So all right, let's check out. This template is class number 150. You see, I started naming the files, the name of the class, because I started forgetting the numbers. That tape cutter, I have a link for it. It's an Amazon link, so I have that one as well. And if you all get a chance to use the Amazon link, even if you're just shopping on Amazon for the day, you might be buying batteries or something. If you use my Amazon link first and then shop on Amazon, it actually gives me like 3 cents for every $3,000 that you purchase. So if you ever want to support me, even if you don't buy a product, if you use the affiliate links, it does support your girl. Okay. And with Amazon, it supports just a little bit. Some of the other affiliates like Heat Transfer Warehouse do actually have a commission that they give me, just like I offer a commission to any of you. Like everybody who wants to be an affiliate, you can sign up for an affiliate link and you can tell people about the ink. You can tell people about the buddy system and that sort of thing. And you can earn a 10% commission on anything that you sell, whether it be digital or physical products. All right, I'm just checking. The big roll of the butcher paper, I have that on the Amazon link list too. It is in the description of the video, so I'll have to edit that once I end this video. So basically, I have a whole list of things that I use, and if you ever ask me what I use, even if I don't have an affiliate link for it, I will tell you where I got it from. So, Annette, for yours, because I'm flying to Chicago, this is what I can do. I can send it there. And then if you will have one at the workshop, we'll actually have our first little functional one at the workshop. So if you purchase it, it will probably ship as soon as I get back, but I might be able to have it at the workshop. If you want the one that we use in the workshop, which will be brand new, you can get that one if that's what you want. If you remind me and let me know that, hey, I'm coming to the workshop, I ordered a buddy system, and I will actually bring it with me, okay? Well, I'll fly it there as I'm flying there. Hey, TikTok, what's up? You get a glimpse into the buddy system today, into all over printing, into some hacks to printing socks and a mask and a shirt at the same damn time. Okay. Yes, every stop that I do, I'm going to be bringing one buddy system. So if you actually purchase it and you want the one that's assembled, because what you'll have to do is you'll have to assemble it. I'm going to give you instructions on how it assembles. But if you come to the workshop and you actually purchase one, then I can let you go home with the one that I assemble, because everywhere I go, I'm going to have to assemble one at that location. So it's the name of the rolling table is called the All Over Buddy. So if you go on the Innate Lab website, use the link that Erica put there, and you type in the word buddy, you're going to find your buddy. Okay. And I'm telling y'all, when y'all working with the system and you're like singing in your head, my buddy, I want y'all to make sure that y'all make me a TikTok of that. Okay. All right. So let's see. Thanks, Lashonda. Lashonda says that buddy is great. I hope so. And I can't wait to even do some extra stuff with it and have little attachments and things that hold your tools, or maybe even some laser systems in the future. I want to do some of that type of stuff. I won't get y'all too excited about it because I want y'all to get rolling, get to working, get to rolling, produce, make money. Hopefully you're getting yourself to where you can optimize this all over pressing with your small format and even your large format press. Corey says she's gonna name hers Erica. Oh, because Erica's your buddy. Oh, we're gonna have to get like print a little vinyl sticker of Erica and put on the buddy. Yep. So when you make a commercial, it'll have her face on there. I love it. I love it. Oh no, we have our own website, love. I think Erica put the link for the website on there. I just have some Amazon affiliate links. Like I said, Amazon does not nearly pay enough for the hard work that you do to do affiliate links. They're probably gonna give me 2 cents for every $3,000 y'all spend now, because I'm talking my junk. Um, but yeah, so I have affiliate links with Heat Transfer Warehouse, with Adobe. So if you have not ordered or subscribed to Photoshop, use my Adobe link, and it takes you right to the $9.99 a month subscription, and that helps me too. Well, hopefully, Jacqueline, you're not about to go broke. What you're looking at is that it's going to motivate you. It's going to get you started. You're going to put yourself out there, and it's going to make its money back. Even with the subscription with the Academy, I know it seems like real intimidating to do Photoshop and stuff, but once you actually go through just one course and you put yourself out there, it immediately starts paying itself back. Immediately. As long as you actually put yourself out there, you have to put your work out there. You have to let people know what you're capable of doing. Even if you think you want to be perfect, the world doesn't need you when you're perfect. The world needs you now. I was going to wait until I got my buddy system perfect to put it out. Like, I had these bells and whistles I wanted to add, but I was like, you know what? The world doesn't need buddy when he's perfect. The world needs buddy now. And then I can always have iterations of designs and improvements and add-ons and lasers and all kind of other stuff that I want to do. Okay. But the world needs you now, buddy. So, buddy, you're going to get out there now. I've had this drawn up for over 2 years. Over 2 years. And then I finally decide, you know what? It's time. I see how frustrated y'all are with the all overs. When I do these workshops, I see the potential for it even at the workshops. And I want to be able to spread something where we're being more productive with our time. We're most proud of our work. We're most confident in what we can do. When we tell somebody, hey, I can do X amount of all over shirts, we know we can get them done because we have the right tools. Yeah, you know me. I'm that engineer. I'm gonna be looking for the lasers that are, all them little center lines gonna be like whoop whoop whoop. It's gonna be something great, something grand. Corey, I got you. I'm working on the ribbon template. I need y'all to go ahead and push me to make the ribbon template. I'm working on the hoodie template for this Wednesday though. So would you rather have the hoodie template or a ribbon template? Let me know. because that's what we're going to do Wednesday. Yes, this is a game changer from the RAM board. And speaking of RAM board, I'm literally sitting right here beside him or her. This is my adult medium RAM board. Move. Oh, I'm trying not to get up again. My back hurts. It's all right. I'll do it just for y'all. Here we go. This is my RAM board. Remember when I told y'all about making these? I still have some. I still use them. They get a little creased up. They basically get to where they wear out a lot quicker than the Teflon. This is my original Teflon. I told y'all when I do something, I do it for real now. This is my original prototype of my Teflon, all crudely cut and stuff. But this one holds up better. It's see how flimsy and flexible it is, but it's still, do y'all see how straight it held that shirt, even though it's flimsy and flexible? So this RAM board is hard to get inside of the shirt. This RAM board is like, you know, got an attitude. It don't like to really flex. But this Teflon is more flexible. So it gives me just the right amount of stiffness. It hugs the inside of the shirt because it is a fiber. Okay, so it does have these little edges that hug the inside of the fibers of the shirt. So it does what I needed to do. Like I said, I've been playing with this for quite some time. I can't tell you how many presses the Teflon are going to take, but imagine how many presses the Teflon on your heat press right now has taken. I imagine it can do just the same. All right, so I have been on here for almost 3.5 hours. Lovely, lovely hours with you all. And I will say y'all have been here with me for 3.5 hours. So yeah, we're going to do the hoodie for Wednesday. I will have some, quick kind of 5-minute template, kind of pulled together for you all so we can focus on what it takes to actually produce the hoodie. Some of the ways in which you can do it, we're going to have some switcheroo ways. You can print the whole entire sleeve if you want to spend that much time and energy printing out that much, or I'm always going to have a bomb way of giving you a little partial print, a little impact without having to use up so much ink and paper. So I will have that as part of the template, and it'll be part of the mock-up. I got you. Oh, baby, Miami Chris, we done already pressed these shirts, but I'm going to leave this video up for the replay. So actually, if you save this YouTube video link, you'll be able to watch it from the beginning. I've been here for 3.5 hours, so I'm probably not going to press anything else. I was supposed to stay up tonight and just try out some stuff with the hoodies, but we'll see, because I don't want to teach y'all anything wrong, because I'm just going to play with it. And if I get it right, then I'll teach y'all what I played with. Okay. So honestly, since it's so late, I'll probably just do that one tomorrow when I play with the hoodie. And then that way it'll be ready for class on Wednesday. So Wednesday, I'll have my hoodie set up. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know I was going to stay this long, but I'm glad y'all were excited. This excited me. This made it worth it. This is what we worked on today. Took 5 minutes. This is class number 150. You won't be disappointed in this template. It's really easy. You could throw a photo in there. You could put your logo. You could put your logo and a photo. You can type your own text in there if you wanted to, but this template was really meant to be super simple so that we could focus on the mock-up. Okay, and just to show you, let me show you what my mock-up would look like. Let's go ahead and do that. Why not? I will show y'all that mock-up real quick. So, and then of course we're adding to the mock-up this week. We're going to have we will have the hoodie that we can add to it this week. So let me do that real quick. We got this 13 by 19. I'm going to go ahead and update this so y'all can see it in real time. That's actually the tumbler that I pressed today. Oh, let me show y'all. Vicky, I pressed one of your tumblers today. Let me plug my girl, Vicky. Okay, so Vicky is a business partner, and she did a coach's corner where she showed us how to press tumblers. So y'all check out that video. And all I'm going to do with this, I'm going to create a clipping mask. I'm being cheap. I did not actually do this as a 13 by 19, but this works too. Okay, so while I'm getting that, y'all remind me to show y'all the tumbler that I did today. Let me do this mock-up first because it'll be real quick. So the all over art, matter of fact, I'll double click up here, bring in my all over art. Boom. And the reason why it's a different size is because I made a template and I sized this for a tumbler. So it is size for a tumbler, but it still works. And that's the whole point. I took the t-shirt art and I used it for a tumbler and it worked perfect. You see, that's basically what my tumbler looks like. All of that, all of that. And then if I take off the foreground for the socks, I'm just going to take off the foreground because my socks just pretty much look like that. I didn't have to do anything extra to them. They just came out just like that. Boom. Isn't this mock-up dope? So to this mock-up, this is a journal, this is a pillow, a t-shirt. Basically, the whole point of this mega mock-up file is that this should, once we get this completed, we're going to add a hoodie and a coffee mug. And this should be something like your banner for your store. Like people should be able to see, oh, wherever she has her logo, I could put my photo or my logo. And then you can even change it out. Like you can have a photo on the 13 by 19 and then a logo on the all over and just show that you can make coordinating pieces, right? All right, so let me go get this tumbler I told y'all about. I finally did a tumbler today, y'all. And it was because my apprentices wanted to do tumblers today and wanted to also learn how to make their own templates. So that was the lesson that we did today. All right, let me go grab this tumbler. All right, so do you all see this? Let me see if I can make this solo layout. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong screen. Check this out. That was all you, baby. And I used my, I'll go grab it. My mug press. It's a multi-press, so it does. And I have the link. If you use my link for Heat Transfer Warehouse, it'll give your girl a little tip without you having to pay anything extra. So I finally, and like I said, I buy these things just really for you all. I don't really intend on selling too much of this, but what I'll do is I will buy something before I tell you to buy it. I will actually buy it myself, like spend my hard-earned money just to make sure that if I say it does something, I can show it. I can show you better than I can tell you. Okay. So this is the same t-shirt design on the tumbler. So today was my first time doing a tumbler and I made it do what it does. You feel me? And that's because Vicky told me some tips and tricks. So y'all watch that video where Vicky she did hers in the oven. I'm going to show you. I'll show you my press. Hold on. And I think we're even going to do a video where we are showing the difference between a couple of different methods. Oh yeah, I said I was going to turn this key press off. Sir, you are done tonight. I don't know why you over here breathing hard, but you are done. Good night. All right. All right. So these ones. Can y'all see? Uh-oh. Okay, exit the solo layout. There we go. Okay, so this one, solo layout. Yeah, I'm kind of getting used to speed up. So this is the one that I used today. Tumbler press, boom, boom. It has some little pieces. Oh, I try to do it all over with this too. So I'm still working on that process, but it worked out okay. I had some overlap lines. But it has these pieces that you can interchange that go from regular mugs, the little shot glass, and some of the cone shaped mugs. But basically, I got it just because I was most interested in doing this one tumbler, 20-ounce tumbler, and I think it might even do the 30-ounce tumbler. I have to check. And this one is Heat Transfer Warehouse. All right. So maybe I'll give y'all a little update. Y'all, I'm working on this shop. I'm working. Um, we got our little setup now. We have two TVs so that whenever we have our classes, especially at Photoshop, y'all check this out. We got some lift tables. I'm working on resurfacing them, but look, you remember when I told y'all when y'all come to Jacksonville, it's gonna be the prime setup for learning. Remember when I told y'all didn't want to bend over and do those all over layouts, those tiles? So I got lift tables so we can stand up and do it without hurting our backs. Y'all can't tell me I don't love you. You can't tell me I don't love you. So this little thing set up here. We got large format printer. We got some small format printers that I can show y'all how to use. A little DTF printer in the back that I'm hoping to get that set up. So after Christmas, y'all can start learning DTF. Child, I'm tired, but I'm loving it. I'm tired, but I'm loving it. Okay, so just some of the setup here. Let me show you this heat press right here. This is from the Transfer Warehouse as well. Remember when I told you the presses that are easier to work with for all over pressing have this heat element that sticks out from the cover? These are easier with the press lines, okay? And let me show you this one over here. The reason why I chose this one, this is one of the hardest ones to press without press lines. You see this cover? This cover right here does not have the heating element hanging out. Okay, so basically this can dig into your print and give you those really sharp, when you look, and so you see those sharp white lines, that's where that comes from. All right, so this heat press, it has the heat element hanging out from it. It's easier to do multiple presses. All right, some little examples. And y'all see my daddy. Y'all say hey to daddy. This is innate imagination, innovative ideas. That was his slogan when we started this all right before he passed away. There he is again. Boom. Hey, daddy. Innate imagination, innovative ideas. That was the motto. That was the whole theme. Look up the word innate and you'll figure out why this is called innate lab and innate creatives, because this is all inside of you. This is what you were born with. This is what you were born to do. And I am a part of the process of just unlocking that inside of you. All right. And since I'm getting all, preachy and stuff, it's definitely time for me to go to bed. All right. So I'm working, y'all. I'm working. I got some other stuff going on too. And I hope that you all are a part of this journey with me in the long run, because we're going to do some cool stuff. Yeah, they take Afterpay. They take, it's three of them they take that allow you to do the payments. Um, Gosh, it's three different ones. I can't think of them right now. But yeah, Heat Transfer Warehouse. If you're interested in any of those, hold on a second. Let me remove that from the stream. There, I was getting an echo. Right. So y'all, please do me a favor and use the links for the affiliate links. I promise it helps me out a little bit. It helps me to maintain this content, maintain this energy and these ideas that I have that I want to share with you all. It's a little bit, but it does go a long way because it helps me to remain on this creating free content, and even the paid content that I create, I'm able to do it at such a good value. Okay. Affiliate link for Heat Transfer Warehouse. Gotcha. Give me just a second. I'll pull that one up. That should be pretty easy. And anytime y'all shop Heat Transfer Warehouse, if you use that link first, it gives me a little credit. Okay, that's my Heat Transfer Warehouse little link there. All right, love. So as fun as this has been, as exciting as this has been, I will do another video where I'm basically doing a much smaller recap of what we did tonight. Just basically doing a setup, how the buddy will be set up, how you use it formally, all that good stuff. Maybe I'll be looking crazy like a mad scientist. Maybe I won't. Who knows? But I know I will make it for you. Okay. Very nice to meet you too, Miami Chris. So I will check you all later. I will be back on probably Wednesday to show you all what we're doing for class, because I don't know. I might even be on tomorrow to show you what we're doing for class. Okay. Because that hoodie thing is gonna be just some more seasoning for you. Okay. I don't know. I think it may come in a plastic straw, but you can upgrade to the metal straws. I haven't even looked into selling them yet. I just bought them so I can have them up here at the shop for folks to make stuff with, because people are always interested in making a tumbler. So if I can take the intimidation down for the process, we pressed that thing for like 1 minute. I think we could have pressed it a little bit longer, but we did 1 minute, 400 degrees in that little thing. It was super easy, done. And the template for it was basically 8.5 or 8.25, not 8.5, 8.25 tall and 9.25 wide, and that's it. It was no template to it. It was just a rectangle. Whoop whoop! Awesome. So Vicky has some more tumblers that came in. Y'all definitely get with Vicky at Crafters Kingdom. She's a business partner. She can help you with the design. She can help you with if you need help actually walking through. We have several coaches. So I am not able to do coaching one-on-one anymore. I'm not even able most times to do the designs. So what I've done is I've built a team of people that I've watched grow. Like I have literally watched them through the academy grow. And I'm so confident in their abilities to help you all that I have actually licensed them to be able to do artwork, to print. Y'all know before I had nobody could sell my PNGs, nobody could print my stuff. You could only print your own like business and use stuff. But that's how much I trust the business partners with your business as well as my business. Okay. So yeah, check out Crafters Kingdom for tumblers. Shout out to Tanya. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Shanae. To Shanae. Shout out to Sherry. I'm trying to think of everybody right now. I know I'm missing a couple of people, but those are all of our coaches, and I hope to be bringing them on more for Coaches Corner so that you can really get an introduction to them and see what they're capable of doing and how they can help you. I think I already shout out Coach Toya, and they're in different places. Atlanta, we got Chicago. Erica is even a business partner. I know she helps y'all with everything else, but if y'all need large format prints and even presses, she has a large format press now. Check out E in Chicago. Okay. The inserts are a 1 week ship out, and the buddy system is a 4 week ship out. Okay. All right, Miami Chris, let me know if you're interested in being a business partner. Definitely holler at us. We're going to do actually business partners will be able to distribute True Colors ink. You feel me? Okay, that's what I'm most excited about. I just gave y'all a little leak just now. I don't even think the business partners know this just yet, but we are officially making that a thing. Okay. All right. So let me let y'all go. Lord. I love y'all, but I got to get this thing wrapped up. And so I have some energy tomorrow to put forth towards this hoodie template. Okay. Oh, what'd you miss? Vicky, we are going to let the business partners be ink distributors. So if you want to have them in your local business, if you want to actually offer them online, there'll be an opportunity to even sell inks online with your substrates. So if somebody wants to buy True Colors ink while they're buying your tumblers, Vicky, they will have that option. Okay, especially when you're talking about people trying to get things shipped together and that sort of thing. And my business partners, when I travel to these different areas, I'm going to need your help. Like, I'm going to need you to bring a heat press instead of me traveling like I'm traveling to Chicago. Erica's going to bring her heat press. She's going to bring her printer. I could just bring me and the few supplies that we need to get this class going. And I hope to have a business partner in all of these locations. So next is Texas. We're doing Houston, Texas. If you're in Houston, Texas, and you're interested in being a business partner, I need you. And I hope that you can use me too. Okay. I would love to develop a working relationship with all of these places. We're touching down in Louisiana. We're going to Los Angeles in December. So Louisiana, hopefully, will be the week after Texas, which would be in November. If y'all want to see me, in New Orleans, y'all want to see me. All right, let's make it happen in November. Miami, we're looking at doing Miami in January, possibly February. Y'all let me know what's best for us Florida folk, because I know right after Christmas, things get a little tight. So I will work it out to where I will make it best for you all. Yep, Vicky, let's talk about that. I might need you to bring a press. So that would be wonderful. I love y'all. Like, I sincerely love y'all. No, we're not skipping over DC. Okay. So Joy, I want to come to the DMV. I have never been. I'm super excited. I need, and I saw quite a few folks. So what I was looking to do was hopefully miss the cold weather, but the cold weather has already started catching up with us. So your girl's just going to have to learn to put on a coat and deal with it. But yes, we're going to do DC. So it'll probably be in Maryland, because I think that's where the suggestion was for it to be hosted. So probably Maryland, and then I want to do New York or maybe New Jersey, because these places are crazy with what they're charging for these workshop spaces and venues. So if y'all know venues as well where I can support your businesses, if you have a business that can support, when we do our setup, usually it's maybe 8 to 15 people at a time, and we can utilize your facilities, let me know, because I will shout your business out for that event. And that way you get your local people that come to you for prints, that come to you for advice, and maybe even come to you for training if you're willing to train them. Okay. So we got to keep this in the network. This is working. This is working because we're working and we're working together. Don't get a facility yet, Vicky. I know you already pressing. You got administrative duties and stuff, but yeah, I am happy to have the facility just for workshops. And then it's like my workshop whenever I'm not doing workshops. And then this place is also a resource center. So you're able to learn, you're able to use equipment, you're able to come up here, rent the large format heat press if you have a job that you need to do. Oh, that heat press was making some noise behind me. I was like, oh, I'm glad I'm on live, because I heard something. And yeah, I don't do spooky stuff now. Yep, the white lines when you use your press is usually because the cover of your press is digging into your print. And when I tell you, especially using that board, I use Nomex, I use everything I can, foam, I use everything I could possibly use, and I would still get great results, but maybe 1 out of 8 shirts would give me a hard white line, and I would want to donkey kick that whole heat press over, because I couldn't figure out what it was. But when I did figure out what it was actually my brother who told me. He was like, well, maybe we can just cut the cover. So the cover kind of extrudes down into your press area, especially when you're putting all that pressure and it's digging into the soft shirt, and it's digging into that Nomex or whatever else, and then it's digging into that board that we're using also, right? So it's creating this hard line that the ink can't get into the shirt because there's no heat there, and you've actually creased the paper in the area, right? So what happens is you can actually take and maybe get something, I don't know if you want to do like a Dremel or something, or some kind of metal cutting tool, and cut back. I hate this. I mean, I guess the best description would be kind of maybe circumcise your heat press, cover. And that's not, I don't think they could take my video down for that or whatever, because that's just a natural thing that happens. But yeah, so just do that to your heat press, and that probably would improve the harsh white lines too, because that cover won't be digging into your press anymore. Okay. So I try to give y'all analogies that really stick. I hope that one didn't stick too bad, but it makes sense, right? Yes, Vicky. Doesn't it make sense though? Now that you understand it, you like, dang, I need to look up YouTube videos on how to circumcise my heat press. I can't with y'all. I told y'all it was late. I'm done. I'm too done. But you will not forget what's causing that issue now. It will stick in your head. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all dearly. And until next time, bye. Peace, love, and all of our buddies all over the world. Good night, y'all.